The broadcast is now starting. All attendees are in listen-only mode.
What's happening, everyone? Good to see everybody here today. It is a wonderful day to be here to talk about RingPartner and Lead Gadget. My name is Donald Van Fossen. I'm the CTO and co-founder of Lead Gadget.
And I've got with Brian me Prince, the CEO and co-founder of Lead Gadget. And Don, please take it off.
Well, we're here right now because we want to talk about two different things. We've got people that have showed up here on this webinar. Some of you guys are familiar with RingPartner. Some of you guys are familiar with Lead Gadget. Today, we're going to show you how those two meld together and work to boost your earnings in 2016 and beyond. With us today, though, is Taylor Reynolds and Henry Ski from RingPartner. And guys, you want to say hi?
Yeah, I want to say hi. I was going to say, everybody, it only cost Taylor and I $100 each to bribe Brian and Don to let us do this webinar. So we hope it's going to be good value. They said they're going to get us dinner in return, but we live on opposite sides of the continent, so I think we probably should have thought that through better. But guys, we are thrilled to be here. Thank you so much. Taylor, make sure your volume's working.
Yeah, absolutely, guys. It's Taylor here. I lead the distribution team over here at RingPartner. I met Brian, months ago, and it's been nothing but smooth sailing and fantastic times with these guys. Really excited to get this kicked off today.
Well, don't worry, guys. We're going to send your Chinese takeout in a little bit.
Perfect. That's okay. We got a microwave over here. We'll be just fine.
You guys want to take off with this because this is the information that you want to let everybody know about. I know a lot of people are sitting there right now going, I don't exactly know what Lead Gadget is now, and some people are going, I don't exactly know what RingPartner is, but let's start right here and let you guys take this.
Thanks, Don. I appreciate that. So everybody, thank you again for joining. We're just thrilled. So Taylor and I are just client success managers at RingPartner. We're a pay-per-call marketplace, pay-per-call exchange. And what that means for you is essentially an opportunity to run a variety of pay-per-call campaigns. Essentially what that means is you will drive traffic to various offers, insurance, finance, student loan, dating, health, a lot of different verticals. And the idea being is that if somebody calls your number and it lasts a certain duration, we're going to pay you. We're pretty similar to other networks. We're just the best at pay-per-call because that's all we do. That's all we focus on. We've been around for about 3 years. Our founders collectively have about 40 years experience in the industry. So Taylor and I have both been here for more than a couple of years each, and the growth is just insane. And largely it's because we find partners like Lead Gadget, a group that we can trust and that we've built up a good foundation over years, really, and that's going to help you guys. And what I wanted to mention right off the bat is the hardest part, I would say, for a new partner to RingPartner, a new distribution partner, is the creative process. So the application of getting approved is actually quite easy, and I'll tell you guys, it's even easier if you're part of the Lead Gadget group. So if you haven't signed up for RingPartner, definitely go to www.ringpartner.com right now, sign up, and I'll make sure I give you a call within a day or so. And guys, I got to tell you, as soon as they mention they're with the Lead Gadget group, I'm tempted just to approve them right away. It's that good. I don't think I've ever denied anybody with Lead Gadget before. The reason being is, well, there's twofold. One, we trust Lead Gadget. They've been working with us for quite a while now. We've never had a bad experience, and I'm not jinxing myself because it's not a trend. That's the foundation. That's the truth. So if you mention you're with Lead Gadget, it's going to be a really short phone call. If you want to talk to me about other things like sports or I play cricket, I can explain the rules to you. If you feel like taking a nap or whatever, we can do that. But really, I know your time is really valuable, and I want to make sure that we get through that application really quickly. So mention you're with Lead Gadget. It'll get you very, very far, very, very quickly. And one final thing I wanted to mention, guys, the benefit of Lead Gadget is you're going to have a leg up on your competition. Earlier I mentioned that the initial hurdle with our partners isn't getting approved, and it's not necessarily picking the right campaign. It's that initial creative needed. About 95% of our campaigns require creative approval. We just need to see that you're not gonna, you're not gonna say anything that the buyer can't deliver on. But we also need to make sure that your creative looks good. And to be honest, with Lead Gadget, the speed and the quality you guys can make these websites with will give you a leg up on competition. And by competition, I mean fellow distribution partners with RingPartner. We have guys dragging their heels. It takes them weeks on end to get a landing page up, and that's with the industry. You know, think of it as a highway. You're standing there trying to fix your car, and we've got all these other cars, i.e. other campaigns, going by them at 90 miles an hour. You're never going to catch up, but you are with the Lead Gadget program. And guys, I got to say, SEO is probably our favorite type of traffic.
100%.
There's no nonsense with, you know, we don't have to worry about what you're saying in the ad text. It's just a quick, clean, creative. Guys, here's the website. I'm going to put the phone number up there. So a ton of benefits. I know, you know, you guys, Don and Brian, are going to go into a little bit of detail with Lead Gadget stuff. But yeah, Taylor, why don't we talk a little bit about the creative approval process and how Lead Gadget can help with that?
Yeah, so, you know, like Henry said, it's always really frustrating to get denied on a campaign. Usually when you apply to a campaign, you know, we need that creative in 24 hours or you'll get denied. That can be frustrating, and we don't want you to have to go through that. Like Henry said, with Lead Gadget, you can pump out these creatives in no time. All these guys are organic, so you're not putting too much I'd say content in there. They already know what they're looking for when they search these sites. But the steps to get approved on the campaigns would be log in, go and apply in Invoca. Leave a note when you do apply in Invoca. Just SEO is fine. If you leave it blank, unfortunately, again, you will be denied. Another frustrating step that we just want to push through and just make sure you leave it.
Taylor.
Yeah.
Can you tell them what they probably are kind of confused if they hear RingPartner and then Invoca. So can you kind of
And what is Invoca? Yes.
So yeah, so Invoca is our back-end tracking. It gives our partners the ability to see, you know, how many calls they're driving, how long they're lasting, what kind of key presses they're being that the callers are pressing, what area of the U.S. that they're calling from. So it's our small shorts, our back-end tracking.
And Taylor, just for everybody's knowledge, Invoca is a third-party company not associated with RingPartner, owned with RingPartner, correct?
Correct.
And from what I hear, guys, their offices are really nice, but I keep mysteriously not getting invited to the parties. Taylor and I tried. We were in New York, and we were the first people to not be let in after lining up for about 40 minutes, probably because we were wearing our RingPartner shirts. I would have thought that would get us in anywhere, but apparently there was a dress code, and essentially they didn't let us in. So we think they like us, but we're not sure if they like Taylor and I all that much. Maybe we start sending them more calls to let us into the parties.
As long as they keep tracking calls, that's all that matters.
That's what's really important. Taylor and I have a great time on the sidewalk there, though.
But you know what they really care about? You know what everybody on this webinar really cares about? Conversions. As long as they legitimately give you those good conversions the way you want them to see them, and then you RingPartner can pay out, collect from an advertiser and pay out to the partner. That's what really matters most.
They can wear
parties.
They can wear whatever they want. They can go get into any party they want. They can leave any, get kicked out of any party they want. I don't care. You're right. It's all about the conversions. And guys, what I mentioned before about flexibility, Lead Gadget offers that. And guys, what I mean by that is right now we have at least 80 active offers for you to run. And so, we talked a little bit earlier about difficulties. This industry, and Brian, I think you and I have talked about this a couple of times, this industry is tough. I've had people that come in with a big old sweetie, you-know-what, and think, like, I've been in marketing for 20 years, I know exactly what I'm doing, and I'm just shaking my head going, oh, no, they don't know what they're doing. They think they know what they're doing, but they have no clue. This is probably the toughest industry that I've heard of that you can make a consistent living with. So what we try and do over here is try and remove as many hurdles as possible. Creative approval isn't necessarily a hurdle, but coming up with a good organic source can be a hurdle, and Lead Gadget is just going to remove that hurdle for you guys. Don't make it any more difficult than you have to. You don't have to worry that we have, campaigns coming up all the time and you're like, oh God, I'm going to spend weeks making a video or, weeks trying to come up with a landing page and all this, and oh, I just spent 2 weeks making a landing page and the campaign's gone down. With Lead Gadget, you won't have to worry about this, guys. You're going to see RingPartner as an opportunity. You're going to see all these campaigns coming up live and hot and with no competition on it, and you're going to say, not only am I going to be early to the party, I'm going to make the party. I'm going to host the party. I'm going to let Taylor and Henry in, obviously, but you're going to be the first because being early is always better than being late. So like I said, we have so many different verticals that what Lead Gadget is going to enable you to do is have access to all these verticals and get approved really quickly and drive traffic before our other partners have even looked at the campaign.
I would agree. Yeah, it's a great way to get a quick approval and, and would you say, Henry, to learn the behavior of the campaign before frustrations of, PPC and stuff come into play.
I would. And guys, one last point before I hand it back to our friends at Lead Gadget is, I always try and say this, try and put yourself in the shoes of the caller. If you go to a website and you're looking for, some kind of service, dental, student loan, payday, maybe it's sensitive information, maybe it's a health-related issue, and you go to a landing page, ask yourself this, would you feel comfortable calling that number? If the answer is nothing less than absolutely, you're doing it wrong. You need to sign up with Lead Gadget, because when they make landing pages, people are going to feel very comfortable about calling in, and that's going to help your conversion rate. And it's all about the conversions, right, Brian?
That's a fact. And when Don and I we have landers that are very dynamic, and we'll get into them in a bit and show everybody them actually as well. And when we made them, we only cared about one thing. You're stuck. Mrs. Jones has a broken pipe. She needs an emergency plumber, as an example.
Yeah.
And Mrs. Jones has got her smartphone in her hand, whether it's an iPhone or a Droid. She's going to search in Google real quick, in Yahoo and Bing, in DuckDuckGo, I don't care, whatever search engine she's using. She's going to search in there real quick, and she needs, plumber, emergency plumber in, ABC town in wherever. And when she clicks on that link, she gives a darn about one thing, a phone number for a professional that is licensed and insured that she can get a hold of immediately. And that is why we made the landers simple.
Yeah.
Because people...
Brian, like you're saying right there, one of the things is the fact that we did simplify these landers, and they actually look really good on the phone, because 80% of the traffic you usually see on these calls is mobile. And the fact of the matter is, some people, when they do landers, that's one of the reasons, like you were just talking about, Henry or Taylor, I can't remember which one of you were just talking about, people taking forever to make their landing pages. That's their biggest problem. They try to make these gaudy landing pages with stuff all over them and everything. These people only care about one thing. They want to get the help they need right now.
Don't start talking about flash intros. Guys, if you're asking yourself, should I have a flash intro, the answer is always no. Don't bother. They don't need it. And I love what you mentioned about the emergency plumbing, Brian, because what I tell our partners, the best thing about pay-per-call is people are very motivated. They're not calling a plumber because they might think about getting someone to look at their toilet 3 weeks from now, maybe because they've got a party coming up. If they need a tow truck or a plumber or an electrician, they need it yesterday. They're not, if they're calling at 2 a.m., it's not a courtesy call just to check in. They need someone right
They're not
away.
price checking. Believe me, guys.
No, they're not looking
Nobody's
for information. If you need, my friend always says, if you need a plunger, it's already too late. If you need a plumber, it's already too late. So that's what I love about your guys' landing pages is people are going to be very trusting, and they know that they're going to get a qualified professional because of how good the creatives looked.
Now, guys, you see on here that there's a contact, for RingPartner for Taylor and Henry. And it's Taylor at RingPartner and Henry at RingPartner.com, of course. And you see their phone number up there. We put theirs up here now for their contact because during the webinar, you might have a question or two, and you might want to put it into an email that is only for them. Maybe you don't want anybody else to know or hear, or maybe it's some kind of proprietary something. But at the end of this webinar, I assure you, both Henry and Taylor are going to be on here, or at least Taylor is going to stay on, and we are going to answer 100% of every question that comes through.
Yeah,
and that includes...
While you said that, Brian, I just wanted to tell, because there's people pumping in questions now, and I just wanted to let them know that, yes, when we're going to get to a question and answer part, and then we'll go through all those.
Okay, I mean, the Q&A that comes on here, just so you guys realize, is going to be extensive. Like, we're not going to stop because, time forbid us. No, we're going to answer 100% of your questions, and that includes what is the top campaigns of the week and what are the bottom ones. And we're going to explain why we don't care. It doesn't make a difference. Okay? It honestly and truly does not make a difference. Now, guys, I'm Brian, and I'm going to explain a few things here for you. Because we build WordPress websites super fast. That's what we're experts in. My partner, Don, has been an expert in coding WordPress for a great number of years now. Okay, and we've been building WordPress sites because, as everybody knows, it's the easiest, and Google loves that framework the most. But we're also SEO guys that know how to get pages to rank within search engines. And then we know how to build all these other little cool plugins. The one thing we do not do is we don't build sites the old way. We don't add a domain to hosting one at a time. FTP files to your hosting one at a time. Create a database one at a time. Run the installer for whatever platform you use one at a time. Add every single piece of content manually one at a time.
It's already sounds like fun.
Yeah, this one at a time theme, guys, if you notice. You know,
there's a lot of work reading this, Brian. It's crazy.
Yeah,
it
this
is.
slide actually put us to sleep when we were making it.
I mean, it really does. I mean, guys, it's a lot of wasting of time. When you're dealing with paper calls and leads and lead generation and earning, you don't have time for this garbage. Nobody wants to sit there and go in a cPanel. We don't even use cPanel. You'll understand that more as we go along. But we don't deal with this stuff. Building sites to earn a living should not be, it shouldn't make you feel like you're getting your teeth, you know, going to the dentist and getting your teeth drilled. It's not what you want to feel like. RingPartner has so many offers that need to that you need to scale so you can earn a decent living with them fast. You can go in there and get like one offer and you can make a good living with it. But what if you got like 20 of them scaled up? You know, you want to, you spread everything out. Because not everybody's going to need a tow truck today. Not everybody's going to need a plumber today. Not everybody's going to need a roofer today. But when you scale it up and you do it throughout the entire country, look out, because that's where you're making a really good money. Okay? That is why many others are turning to a lot of stuff. Everything needs to be quick and painless. Because when you can scale your efforts fast, everything changes. See, we give you the ability to scale and earn and be a huge success. You've got to think about this.
Yeah, and here's the truth right there.
Yeah, Keith Baxter, this is an older slide from Keith, but it stands true, and I love it. And that's why we're showing it. See, when you increase your traffic, a side effect is you're going to make money. Because you're going to get a lot of calls that come in, and they don't necessarily, they might be in a wrong time, because Mrs. Jones didn't know that her pipe was going to break, and maybe the plumber's not answering the phone at midnight. But guess what? You know, it's still traffic. And you're like, oh, well, why didn't they convert on that? Because the plumber's asleep. Okay, somebody had to sleep sometimes, you know. But at the end of the day,
sleep.
Yeah, I know. Get it right. Really. He's got to go to sleep. I got to get a conversion. You know, I need my money too. But a side effect, guys, when you think about this, the more traffic you get is the more money you're going to make. I mean, it's just simple mathematics. It's really very easy. And we want to show you how to scale your business with organic traffic, super targeted leads that convert at a much higher rate. Now, you notice I got an asterisk up there. And it says organic traffic has a higher conversion rate per visitor over paid traffic. This is a fact beyond dispute, and RingPartner has lots of data to back this up.
Well, they just said, you guys just said that, Henry, Taylor, you guys just said that earlier, that basically SEO, which you're talking about, organic traffic at the time, is at least 50%.
We're seeing a huge shift. When I first started, it was mostly paid search, some pop traffic, some email traffic in terms of the types of traffic our highest earning pubs earn, or the promotion type our highest earning pubs do, rather. We've seen a huge shift. Coincidentally, right around the time Gadget started working with us. I'm sure you guys had nothing to do with that, of course.
No.
But we see about 50%, last time we checked last month, 50% of our traffic came from SEO, and even the guys that do paid search or do Facebook also do SEO. It's very, very unusual if any one of our partners doesn't include SEO traffic, organic traffic, as part of their promotion types. And it's very simple. The risk is less, the cost is less, and with partners like yourself, they don't have to worry about scaling up. They don't have to worry about scaling up their their creative budget. They don't have to worry about any of that because they have guys like you that can just make landing pages very quickly. So even if they don't really have a plan to begin with, if one of my top guys is like, Henry, I would love to get on, find a dentist or plumbing or whatever, how can I get on really quickly? And I'm going to, guys, it's very easy. Do SEO, go to Lead Gadget, come back to me in about an hour, and we'll get you approved and you're up and running before you even know it.
I love
Simple,
it.
right?
It really is. Okay? Now, a lot of people are sitting back right now and they're thinking, okay, what the frig is this Lead Gadget? Okay. What is it? It's an incredible, let me just put it in this box that you see right in front of you. It's an incredible web application that creates and deploys your sites in minutes. You can build RingPartner sites to drive leads like no other automated tool can. Nothing at all exists on the market like it. There's not even a close second place to Lead Gadget. Nothing. No, I don't care what it is, can claim or try and claim that it even comes close to the speed of Lead Gadget, the quality of Lead Gadget, and the ranking that your sites get with Lead Gadget. We turn every one of those sites into lead generation machines that give you solid results. At the end of the day, let's be realistic, okay? Let's really be realistic here, guys. At the end of the day, you only care about how many conversions you get. That's it. You couldn't give a darn about anything else but how much did I earn today? Yeah. Did I earn enough to pay my mortgage? Did I earn enough to make my wife happy and get her roses for Valentine's Day?
Did my efforts actually pay off?
That's right. Yeah. And we won't take it personally. We understand you guys don't care how long it took me to get to work this morning. I tried sort of bitching and moaning to a couple of my partners this morning, and they didn't really take to it. I understand. We won't take it personally. You're here for the bottom line. I get it, Brian. I get it.
Yeah, exactly. And you want to know something? As a marketer, because Don and I, everybody that knows us, that follows us already, which a lot of people on this webinar are just starting to learn about us, which is a wonderful thing. Right. But a lot of them have followed us for many years. Lead Gadget is a product, it's a web application that isn't done. Like, what do you mean it's not done? Well, when we started it, it was in beta a couple of years ago, and it was a natural progression of other stuff, and it's just, it'll never be finished.
We constantly have to change and do additions to change with the times, to add new features. We constantly are doing that.
Functions and features and widgets and, okay, guys, you got to change this because of Google. Okay, change this because of this. Oh, look, we made this easier for you. You always support the product. If you can continually support your product, then people will constantly brag about you to their friends because they're making money with you.
Well, the fact of the matter, Brian, I mean, it's obvious that this is because of the simple fact this is the application we use. I mean, I don't think people understand that yet. I mean, this is the core of our business. We have to use the same application every day.
We use it. And we use it with, we train constantly. Like, we'll get into more of that. Like, here, switch the slide on here, Don, because I want to get into what is this application on the inside. As I said, there's a ton of you on this webinar right now that have no idea what this application is, does, can do, help. We're going to go live and we're going to go in there. We're going to show you. But there's also a lot of people that are on here that are part of members of Lead Gadget. And being a member of Lead Gadget, you already know what's on the inside. But Don's going to go in right now.
Well, I actually
we're going to look inside.
I kind of went by that slide that was back there previously because it looks very complicated, even though it's not.
Yeah, why don't we go inside and we'll try and give it some speed for you guys because we don't want to waste time. But the first thing that I want to say is this is the main screen when you first log in. We make sure that you have proper hosting with Costas and CNC. He's who we suggest, but you are free to get your servers anywhere on a plan you want. You can see the statement right on the, if you decide to order a VPS or a server from somewhere else, this is what you need. Go ahead. But I guarantee one thing, they won't give you management like Costas gives you, hands-on management, and they won't have a price for what he's giving you. The same thing. The second thing is, when you log in, if you're not a member of RingPartner, we have on the very inside is a banner to click and become a member. Now, we understand that most of you already are members, so, you know, those that aren't, that's what this one's for those that aren't.
And just so you know, when you see the server here and stuff, when you first sign up, there's actually a free VPS that comes with it from this same company. They offer you a free VPS inside the initial welcome email.
You know, all you have to do is give them your name, your PayPal transaction ID, and your profile ID. If you look at the top right corner, you see it says profile ID right there. You give that to Costas in the support ticket, and you get a free VPS that is included with the Lead Gadget web application, okay, with the ATM, and it holds up to 40 sites for you.
And
okay.
Once you actually get
Go
in,
ahead, Don.
well, once you get into the application, I mean, the first thing you should do is click Quick Start, because the Quick Start's going to show you everything you need to actually get started and using the system. And you're going to see there's quite a bit of information here, along with all the Facebook groups. We have 2 different Facebook groups, Skype group, etc., that you can go into. You have users that help each other all day long inside of our Skype group. Facebook group, same thing. We pretty much let anybody inside the Facebook group. But the Quick Start is where you're going to start first to make sure that you know what you're doing and you can get started easily.
Guys, I got to interrupt. I love the amount of content you have, and I think you guys would probably agree with me when I tell people about, you know, our industry and signing up and you know, what campaign to pick, what creatives to use, things like that. You know, you've heard the phrase measure twice, cut once. I feel like it's almost like measure 14 or 15 times and then cut quickly, right? You want to do your research. You want to, you know, you kind of got to go to school. So I love the amount of content you guys have. I know with sometimes you might be tempted to be like, oh, I'll just sort of get into it. I urge everybody, same with, you know, RingPartner, current partners and new partners, do your research first. Make sure you understand the program, and then once you get that knowledge base, you're going to be off to the races.
Well, that's something we always touch on too. I mean, the fact of the matter is, there's a lot of people that we've had that'll sign up initially, and they'll, you know, just like us, when we go and buy something that we have to put together, we don't want to read the instructions. But
That's right.
the thing is with Lead Gadget, you pretty much have to follow the instructions at first and do things the way that we do it, so that you can actually see your initial success. And then if you want to, after you actually have that initial success under your belt, then you can go and try to test and tweak and try other things.
I would agree with that,
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
The one thing before, Don, I want to say something on this. Guys, you look at these videos, and we tell everybody, when you start, please hit the quick start button and watch the videos. But the other thing that we have a Skype chat, guys, that is just for the Lead Gadget owners. You know, and when you become part of Lead Gadget, basically you become part of the family. I mean, there's a lot of posts we have about this in our closed Facebook and even the open Facebook, the Lead Gadget University. You know, where we try and teach people, that's what we care about. The more we can teach you, the better off you're going to be. The more you're going to make, the easier time you're going to have when you scale up. So when you call Taylor or Henry or anybody else, or you send them a message and you're going after another vertical that you're going into, they're like, yeah, no problem. Look at the last 5 verticals he's gone into. This guy's killing it. This girl's killing it. I can't even believe it. You know, she built all these sites, and look at all this traffic she's bringing in. And part of that traffic that comes in there, we always tell you, you know, that you just have to watch, because you're going to get these wonderful leads, and they're going to be, you know, Henry and Taylor are just going to come back to you all the time and say, great job. And then they're going to have, didn't you have in January, Taylor, didn't you have some kind of thing that was going on? If you picked a new vertical and won for the month?
Yeah, we had a contest going on, basically challenging publishers to run a new campaign that they had not run before, and basically we awarded people who drove the most revenue with a prepaid Visa cash prize, and it worked out really well. And what's fantastic about that is you're challenging yourself to step out of your comfort zone. And you know what? More times than not, especially with the Lead Gadget members, they found a vertical that they would not have thought of before. So, positive all around.
I got to tell you, I think we might try something like that as an in-house with Lead Gadget as well. Maybe we'll discuss that afterwards. See, guys, on a live webinar, we're already thinking of other ways to help and work with you right now. But, Don, could you go ahead, because we don't want to keep everybody all afternoon.
Yeah,
So,
there's a lot of things. Okay, there's a lot of things you're going to find inside the Lead Gadget application, but we're just going to touch on things really quick. First off, if you go to sites, I know a lot of you guys might be familiar with like cPanel or Plesk, other types of hosting platforms where you get a hosting account somewhere like HostGator and stuff like that. We don't use that because cPanel technically for the size of the sites we build is horrible. Let's just put it that way. That's to put it mildly. So when you sign up and you use Lead Gadget, the main thing that Lead Gadget's going to do is if you have a domain, let's say you buy a domain at Namecheap or GoDaddy or wherever, the first thing you're going to want to do is add that domain to the system. And we've already added the domain. We've already added domains to this system because this is our, I guess you would say, our tutorial account. We train people by using this account over and over again. But frankly, all you have to do when you add a domain, I know a lot of people might be familiar with, like I said, cPanel, where you have to go in, create the account, and all that stuff. In our system, all you do is add the domain, the name of the site, the domain name, the server, and a Cloudflare account that you're going to use, and we'll explain that in 1 second, and the username and the password for the blog, and then you hit Add Domain. It automatically goes out and creates the hosting account, creates the database, creates everything you need to host the site. The system does that for you. Same way with a subdomain. We can add single subdomains, multiple subdomains if you're familiar with that. We have.
Don,
Go ahead.
show them live how easy it is to add multiple subdomains.
All right, we'll go ahead and hit this. Got a couple different things in here. So let's say because of RingPartner, they do some campaigns with rehab, etc. So I got drug, alcohol, rehabnow.net. That's a site that I built right before the webinar. We'll just go ahead and give it a name, and then we can make multiple subdomains. And just for the sake of doing this quickly,
C, D, E, that's it.
yeah,
Yeah.
A, B, C, D, and E. And we're going to go ahead and...
Guys, I want you to understand something here, just make a test or whatever. Okay? Guys, I want you to understand, we are making those subdomains live this quick. When he hits that add subdomain right now, go ahead. Hit it, Don. Watch this. This is how quickly they're made. 5 subdomains. Nobody can do this in cPanel or any other Plesk or whatever. It is that quick. Count to 5, 4, 3. Oops, sorry. It was even faster than I could.
So we've already got...
It's all done.
Love it.
Now you can go. Now, Don, mind going to it right there? Look, guys, it's live on the web already.
Oh, whoops. This is actually because I already have the other site on there right now. But these subdomains are actually ready to go.
Wow. Wow.
There you go.
There you go.
Took it a second to catch up because what happens is we have Server Pilot on the back end, so it has to do a couple things when you first add those subdomains. It takes about 2 more seconds past what you see on the page, but after that you just see a blank landing page there.
But I can guarantee nobody can make 1 subdomain as quick as we make 5. Okay? In multiple. And now, Don, if you continue, because, I get a little passionate.
You? Are you sure?
No.
Well,
I live, eat, breathe Lead Gadget. I love Lead Gadget. I have funded Lead Gadget to be built, and I love it because nobody in the world has thought about doing anything like this. There is nothing out there that is within one web application.
well, there's
There are a
about
couple.
5 different people that tried to do some different clonings of it and et cetera and try to copy what we were doing, but they had no idea what they were doing to begin with, so they failed miserably.
Can't beat the real thing.
Yeah. Yeah, well, all right. Go ahead, Don. I'm sorry. Let me go with the content and everything.
Yeah, right now I only got one piece of content here because that's what I was deploying on the site right before we jumped onto the webinar. But if you take a look
Recycle it. Guys, you see this 4 buttons here? Hold on, Don. Let me get into this a little. Guys, you see this 4 buttons here. One says edit for a single use, for a single build. One says edit for bulk build. Then you've got a recycle button, and of course you've got the delete if you want to get rid of it. Just so you can grasp how easy this is to use. This one piece of content has been used. Now I'm going to recycle it. Don't hit the recycle button. What that does is it duplicates the content, and see, it puts a copy of, gives you the whole title, everything else. Okay? So what Don's done is he changed a little bit in the title. And if you'll scroll it down now, Don, I don't want you to do anything else with it. Scroll it down. Okay, and I want you to save it. Okay, recycle content. Okay? So now, if you go into your content, my content not deployed, you'll see it right there.
Yeah,
see, site
I hit
used
not
is a
deployed,
0.
but I just wanted to show that it was all there. But
No, they're on deployed.
oh,
You hit the
they're
wrong one.
not deployed. Hold on. There we go.
See, the site used says 0. That means it's not even attached to a site or anything. So what Don's going to do is he's going to do a real quick edit for bulk build now. So now he's going to open the content. It's really super, super easy. The first thing is your list, your pack list. We call them pack lists.
Let me open up these sidebars real quick because I want to see so people know what happens when you do this. We have custom lists in here, and you base your sites on that, and you'll understand it all when you go through the training. It's not that complicated. But, for instance, you'll see I click that and all these buttons appear on this right sidebar. Those are what we do when we build. We're building, like, for instance, this drug rehab site. We're building something that's basically like geographically targeted.
Nice.
So go ahead, Brian. I want to cut you off.
Okay. So now we already have a title. We got a meta description. We've got tags. We've got the category. And scroll down, Don. You know.
Oh, let me just show you something. When we were generating these tags, let's put drug rehab in here, and this is just asking for like the geo tags that
short code.
Yeah.
Right, the short codes. Okay,
So,
you guys will understand what a short code is. It's so easy.
I've already got the tags in here, so I'm not going to put them in there. But if I hit generate, there's all your WordPress tags.
Woo.
And then if you hit the button, boom, they go in here.
They insert themselves right in. There is nothing that can do this any quicker. So now, if you look at the content body, you'll see that this content, you see all the short codes are in there, and you'll even see some spinner syntax. Okay? If you look down, you'll see a little bit of spinner syntax in there.
And if you don't know what that is, don't worry. But go ahead.
Having the spinner syntax in there makes everything unique. No, we don't want it to come out gibberish, but we love Spin Rewriter because it's really a high-quality piece of a tool for all SEO marketers. It really is a great tool. Okay? Now, we can also add pictures right from our S3, from our Amazon S3, right in, and it goes right, and put it right into the content at any time. Now, of course, we're doing drug and alcohol rehab. That picture doesn't necessarily match, but we're showing this to you for this webinar.
Of course, when we're doing RingPartner webinars, or we're doing RingPartner offers, you're going to see what magic we do outside of this anyway, so you know that image doesn't matter at all.
Yeah,
I can attest to that. I can attest to that big time.
yeah, you're going to see that in about another minute and a half. Don, could you scroll down? Now, you know what a sidebar is? Everybody knows on the sidebar on a WordPress site. You know, we've got 3 sidebar choices that you can put up there. Now, if you notice, we have all of those subdomains we just made before your eyes. Now we're going to update the content, and we're going to turn around and look. Every one of those sites it's used on, you'll see now, has a number.
And you'll see what happens is we have the one piece of content that'll still say 0. It's
The
not
seed
attached.
content.
Yeah.
Well, it's,
Original.
guys, it's almost irrelevant how many pages. You just have to do it once, and then you can upload it to every single one of the other sites just like that.
Right. You'll take a little
That's
bit more.
correct.
You'll take a little bit more time with your initial seed content than we did on here, but you know, just to make sure that it works really good with all when you're doing it on multiple sites. But that's really it. Just probably take about 5 more minutes.
Yeah, that's remarkable.
Now, when you hit deploy, now we showed you, we made those subdomains before your eyes a couple of minutes ago. Don, could you hit the deploy for me? Because I want people to be able to go to these sites, okay, and see that they're actually real in 15 minutes. You guys, they'll all be up.
Time, but
Okay, yeah, they might even be a little bit less than 15, but the bottom line is they're out. That's it. They're done. We just put out 5 more domains. Now, we make these landers that we're talking about for RingPartner, and we make them within the system. You hit the Tools tab, and you go right down to RingPartner Landers. Now, we have a video, of course, that will show you exactly how to do what to do, okay? But if you look on here, we have the static landers made. Now, that's not a real...
Let me shrink this for a minute so you get an idea.
Okay.
Like we said, most of the traffic comes from mobile. So you're
And
pretty...
that's how it stacks for mobile. Okay? Now, the easiest way in the world to explain this is... Now, go back there, Don, for a minute. Go back to that lander. Guys, you're going to get a phone number from your from Taylor or from Henry, okay? And that phone number is going to be like 888, 800-555-26,000, 2600.
I'm not putting anything in here, but I'm just putting anything in here.
There you go. Okay, I'm a call.
How did you guys get my home number?
Oh, and there's mine.
There. So it's dynamic, so you don't have to worry about it. But they still don't know what's happening yet as far as this goes, but it'll make sense in a little bit on how we do this.
In about another minute, this is going to really make sense. So now you would take this URL, and you could put it into a shortener. We use tiny URL.
Let's go ahead and show it real quick.
Yeah.
This is a site that's already completed. Whoop. Let me go back here. That we did right before we came on the webinar. And you'll notice it's just a plain Jane site. Nothing really here. Got Google Maps videos if you want to stick them on there. But what happens is that site right there is not what people are going to see. Whoop. I already got this up. Let me pull it up.
Oh, boy. Yeah.
I'm going to hit yes. Here we would put our URL in here with our phone number. I hit save. Now, just imagine you're in the search engines, you find my site, you visit the site. Search engines are going to see all this wonderful content, but we don't want people to see that. We want them to actually see our lander. Boom.
Now, you're on this webinar right now, guys. I want you to stop. If you're on your computer, I want you to open a browser right now. You see drugalcoholrehabnow.net. Put that in. You're going to see it the same way it's live. Because in 3 minutes, not even, I'm going to change the phone number again. Because I want you to see how quickly dynamically it changes with the snap of a finger for you. We don't want you to think there's any kind of hocus pocus magic, we're like, Siegfried and Roy or something here. This is...
But it basically is. It's basically magic, guys. Come on.
Well, it is for Google, I mean,
Right.
to be honest, I can't stand them. They're an 800-pound gorilla that just likes to beat up on companies and anything in search, and they make everybody's, they make everything difficult for people.
And make one
It's
one little
just how
change. Make one little change and just crush a bunch of the poor small businesses out there. So it's time for us to fight back a little bit. Sorry.
Don't apologize to us. We're not Google. We're the Canadians. We're supposed to be apologizing to you.
Yeah. You haven't even said you're sorry once on this webinar.
Oh, I know. I was going to say we're sorry about that.
Yeah. I'm getting kind of cold chills from not saying it.
I know. It's okay. We said it. We're good for another 20 minutes.
Sorry for interrupting, guys. Continue.
No, that's fine. Don't worry about it. But I bet you a lot of people have just gone there to see that. I bet you they see it done. Could you go in there and change that phone number now? Just go, right into, okay? We're going to change it. Okay. We're going to change that to make it 222-444-6666. Okay? And we're going to save it again.
You had me worried there for a minute. I thought you were going to say 666, Lucifer.
Don't jinx us, Brian.
Come on, Brian. Stay with us here.
Now, when you refresh it, if you notice, live before your eyes, there it changes.
Oh.
Yeah.
I mean, so what happens is, if all of a sudden a campaign changes, and Taylor says that campaign is down, because it happens. I mean, nobody likes it, but it does happen.
Yeah.
You might have to change the phone number, because there are different plumbing campaigns. There are different roofing campaigns. There are, all of these campaigns, these wonderful, wonderful paying campaigns, well, they change. And it's just how business is and how it works. So if it changes, you need the ability to change your phone number spot on, 123, so this way you can continue to get traffic.
Hey, let me give somebody an idea here, because I know sometimes this might be a little bit confusing, but you don't have to use our landers. We just make it really simple for you. You can make any lander you want, but our whole goal, the reason that why we do this and we overlay this on top of other sites, is because we want to work on one point of conversion. So once we have that one point of conversion working really well, we can show it on hundreds of sites.
Period. And we don't just show it on hundreds, guys. I've got 16 servers going right now.
Woo.
Okay? 16 servers. And let me tell you, it's a lot of money, but it makes a lot of money. I mean, it's just how we earn our living. It's very simple and very easy. Now, Don,
Yep.
I'd like it if you would show, just show the main page again, so people see like the building and what's going on. Just hit main and ATM.
Oh, amazing.
No. Main and ATM. Okay, guys, you notice it's showing you the 5 sites currently generating? Okay? You can see when sites are generating at any time. We don't hide it. At this time of the day, usually it's a lot busier. I guess there's a lot of people on this webinar.
Well, there was a massive run going on before we got into the webinar, so
yeah, that's true
probably
too.
about 300 or 400 sites go through it.
But anyway, you're going to see that we also have a Skype chat. Now, we're not going to show it up on here, the Skype chat, and the reason is because it's constantly got stuff going through it.
Well, the fact that the people that are in there, it's private, so.
Yeah, the Skype chat is always private, okay? Let me see. You know what? Hey, Don,
Yeah.
Why don't we do a couple of questions before we go to before we show some of the other stuff? Why don't you look through the questions, and why don't I answer a few for people?
All right.
Or RingPartner ones. Let's get, either way.
Hold on here. I'm trying to pull them up. We got a few things. Almost guaranteed approval. Sounds awesome. Thanks in advance.
I'm going to be in so much trouble. No, I can speak a little bit to that, guys. Dead easy to get approved. Go to ringpartner.com. Say you want to sell calls or you want to be a distribution partner. I'm going to give you a call throughout the day. Unless you have a specific time that you'd like to chat, just email distribution@ringpartner.com or Henry or Taylor at ringpartner.com, and we'll make sure we can make it work for you. I have an incredible ability to call people when they're in the bathroom. It's just something I'm good at. So if you want to make sure you nail down a time, just let us know. We do have to speak over the phone. If you prefer, after that initial call, if you prefer to be contacted by Skype or email or chat or what have you, just let us know. Our job is to make sure that you're comfortable in our system and that you can find everything you need to make as much money as quickly as possible. So, yeah, mention you're with Lead Gadget, and I assure you it won't be a very long call.
David,
go
ahead.
Let me deal with this because I see it a while. I read bad reviews on RingPartner on affiliate commissions, paying and everything else. Let me be very clear about this, guys. I vetted them out. I don't have any interest in RingPartner, financial or otherwise. The only thing they pay me is what I earn. But I got to tell you guys something. I vetted them. And I also, because of what Don and I have been doing for many years and working and making review sites for the people's competition, okay, I want you to know this. Most of the reviews that you read out there are absolute frigging lies. Why? Because I built them. I'm not even going to, I build them. I have companies that want, they want reviews for their competitors out there. And they don't want the review to say how great and shiny and rosy they are. Okay? I can guarantee you personally that if you call Taylor Reynolds and you leave him a voicemail because he couldn't answer, okay, or you send him an email or whatever, he will get back to you within that business day if he is working. If he's not, he'll get back to you within the next business day.
And it's not even just that, too. If you're a successful company, you're going to have a few bad reviews here and there because you have people that don't follow direction, don't do what you tell them. They don't have the success because they don't listen, because they're always trying to do things their own way, and then they blame it on you.
100%. Don, you got it 100% right. Those reviews are, like what Brian said, a mixture of people blatantly lying or people that have tried to scam us, and we're good at catching them. We have a great compliance.
Let's talk about that. Taylor, I'm glad you brought that up. Since it's over a year that we've been working with RingPartner, okay, hand in hand. I'm going to ask Taylor this. I already know the answer. Taylor, could you tell everybody exactly how much fraud has been found from Lead Gadget people?
Zero. Absolutely none. It's never
zero, guys.
Sorry, Taylor. I believe you have to answer in the form of a question. So, guys, the answer is, what is zero?
What is zero? Thank you very much. This will be that Final Jeopardy. That is Final Jeopardy. Okay? Do you know why, guys? Very simply, it's because we deal with organic traffic. That's all we want to deal with. That's all we give out. That's all we do. Okay, there's a lot of people out there that are unscrupulous. They try and set up phone banks to do multiple calls and get in because they think they're going to scam, a RingPartner. And I got to tell you, that's one of the things I liked about them, because they can make the advertiser happy by keeping the fraud down to next to nothing. That means the advertiser is always going to feel good and always going to be happy when he gets these leads in, all these organic leads especially, because he knows he's going to convert them at a higher rate. He knows that if he's getting these leads in and they're coming from, as an example, I'm being a little partial, from Lead Gadget sites, okay?
Let's just say that.
Okay, let's just say that, okay? That he's going to, send his plumber, send his guy out to fix Mrs. Jones' sink that popped, that broke a water line or something. Whatever. It doesn't matter. What does matter is that advertiser is comfortable. And keeping that advertiser happy and comfortable means you are going to have an endless supply to be able to pass along, of leads that you're going to be able to pass along to them. Once you have companies that have to deal with a lot of fraud, they deal with scrubs. And I know a lot of people have been scrubbed to death. I mean, like, I can't stand Neverblue and some of these other companies out there. They scrub the living heck out of you. And the reason they do it is because, hey, they got to get rid of a bunch of the good because they got a bunch of fraud in there, and they just don't care who they burn. That's why I have more respect for RingPartner, because they don't do that.
Yeah,
That's the dirty side of this business.
I'm really glad you mentioned that, Brian. I mean, really all we have is our reputation in terms of in terms of trust and partners trusting us, and that speaks to really a mantra of our company, is that compliance and quality take priority over absolutely everything. We're here for the long haul. I've seen so many networks, and Brian and Don, I know you guys have too, where they like the acai berry craze, where they try and cash in for 3 months, and sure, you're riding high for a couple of months, and then next thing you know, your CEO's in jail, or the network is folded completely, and it's part of this process. And I know once in a while it can seem arduous in terms of applying for campaigns, but honestly, guys, that's why we're here. That's why we have an all-time low amount of fraud calls, and it's because we partner with guys like you. So I appreciate you mentioning that.
Yeah, the system that we put in place for the approvals is to protect you and to protect us, and that's our main goal. Stability and protecting our partners.
Well, Don, could you show that those sites are built now? I think they are. Pretty sure. Because I want to turn around, and I think it's time to basically start to wrap this up now. Because a lot of people...
It looks like most of
are
them.
still...
Let's see.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'll just grab one of them and see what happens.
I just want you to see, guys, like, while we were talking, and this is how fast it is really done. The sites are up there, and you see, it's live on the internet.
Now,
You gotta just
now, obviously, if you go to them, you have to actually log in and... Oh, wrong one. Let's see.
Friends are bad. That's a great username.
Yeah.
It's remember username, and it's factual.
Yeah, but
The drug. We don't care. If anybody sees these, we'll wipe it out anyway.
by the way, guys, these sites are going to go away not far after the webinar, and it's just because we don't want anybody, going in them.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. So all you have to do is when you first log into these sites there's a couple things. We call it the cleanup. You just have to do a couple things in there. It's in the videos, etc. But now if you visit that site, you'll actually be able to do whatever.
And you got to save. You just got to hit save on the permalinks, and now you can see it'll just change the pages, whatever.
Yeah, and you've got all that stuff on there again.
Guys, I love the text that was created that quickly. Usually I get slotted the task of trying to write up some creative or text for a campaign, and oftentimes, to be honest, I'm writing through my butt. I have no idea what to say. But the fact that this, again, speaks to how much time it'll save. You don't have to write the next great American novel, right? I mean, this really takes care of a lot of that.
Most of the content, we've got a content library in there and stuff, but most of the content that we just grab from article sites.
Perfect.
Yeah, we don't write anything anymore. I write nothing, guys. Let me be clear about that. I write zero when it comes to the content on these sites. I go to Ezine, Article Buzzle, this Article Snatcher. I get PLR. I don't care. I get it all. And the reason it just makes life easy.
We do those little changes with the short codes, like you see when we're doing stuff with geographic stuff, and we put one little paragraph with the spin text talking about, and everybody. What's that?
Put the PowerPoint up. Put the PowerPoint up. I want to roll through this. They get the idea with this.
Yeah.
Okay, but you know what they don't get the idea with, that we want to make sure, guys, okay?
Oh, this was just a quick, let me touch on this real quick. Like you saw, when I built the site right before we came into the webinar, it took the whole 10 minutes for it to build the site. It sends you an email that says, hey, your site's generating. Sends you another one that says, hey, your site's been deployed, gives you the links to go to them. We also have a promote button in there that we didn't even show, but that actually promotes your site. And then you notice, again, just touching on that, 10 minutes it built the site.
Okay, there's 4 answers. The answers to the 4 biggest questions that everybody asks. Okay, you want to know about support, you want to know about training, you want to know what current users have to say, and are they really promoting RingPartner offers with Lead Gadget? The answer to the last one, of course, is yes. Okay? Support, Don, if you go through, we are like, I am, one of the things that I'm most proud of is the support. Okay? I love to show what others are doing, how much money they're making, and all the rest. And they post this stuff right in the Facebook group. You know, there's nobody that's in Facebook that doesn't turn around and, you know, yay, I'm doing this, I'm doing that. You know, when it comes to support, I give a lot of time. Elizabeth, my queen, gives out, I mean, I can't even, the hours she gives is crazy.
Yeah, just going through these screenshots real quick just because we can't really go over all of it.
Right. Every week, Bradley Benner from Semantic Mastery, IFTTT, I mean, he is like literally one of these superstars that has just been building a following that's unbelievable. The man is unbelievable as a teacher. Every single Thursday, 7:30 a.m. or 7:30 p.m., it switches back and forth depending on weeks. He gives you training, okay? And the training he's given you is unbelievable on how to make more money with Lead Gadget, going into all of the verticals with RingPartner or anything else. Not just with, you know, with everything.
Yeah, I mean,
making more money.
The thing with Lead Gadget is it excels at lead generation, which, frankly, is still about this is still basically what RingPartner's doing, but it has so many other uses that people still use it for as well. But we want to make sure that you guys know how well it works with RingPartner because it excels, like we said, at lead generation.
All right, and let's go on to the next. And Don, okay, guys, we're going to leave this slide up because we want you to have it while we answer your questions. So Don, if you wouldn't mind, please start. Let's go with the questions.
Yeah.
Because I really want to let people. They want to come in and they want to buy Lead Gadget. They want to jump on board and everything else. You can just go to leadgadget.com and, you know, sign up there, no problem. You know, the first 3 people that sign up on Lead Gadget from right now, okay, I promise you this, I will be looking for them. I'm going to give them free training from myself, personally. I'm going to give you a couple hours of my time to make sure.
Take that deal, people. Take that deal.
Yeah, we've been doing this. We've been doing this stuff for a lot of years.
Yeah.
Ahmed, Paulie Singh, I just got you guys too. It's contact. Yeah, you guys can friend me right now on Facebook. Everything else.
Yeah, as long as if you guys know, if you hit me up on Skype, like you'll see Don's Skype down there. I can't really see it right now. I have to do it after the webinar. I got the slides and everything up.
But don't worry, I'm approving people as we, you know, friend them all the time. It doesn't matter to me. Yeah. I want to make sure that you succeed.
Well, let's go ahead and hit
because if you succeed, we succeed.
Let's hit some of these questions. Like, this is a good one, actually. Are Lead Gadget sites sticking in the SERPs? Yes, they are. That's why we're doing them. But here's the thing. When you're building sites like this, the whole point of Lead Gadget is to be able to scale like crazy. So, for instance, if you hit a couple of different verticals from RingPartner and you find you're doing really well with those verticals with the site and you're recycling the content like we showed and all that stuff and putting out more sites and more sites, sometimes the sites, you know, they'll last forever. Sometimes they might only last 3 months. They might only last 6 months. It doesn't matter because that's the whole point of Lead Gadget. It's incredibly cheap when you think about it compared to paid traffic, and the fact of the matter is the conversions are so much higher on organic traffic that there's just no question about which you would rather have. I'd rather have more organic traffic than more paid traffic any day of the week. But the thing is, like I said, the sites we call them. We've actually called them disposable before just because of the fact that we build them so much we set and forget. Once we build those sites, we don't look at them again. Other than if you want to go in and change something like the overlayer, if an offer changes or something like that. But that's the only thing you have to do to them. There's no backlink building and all this other crazy stuff to these sites. They just rank. Let's see.
I just see my buddy My buddy Keith Baxter is just making comments, and I'm looking in Skype, and I'm laughing because they're, and him and Todd Basham, they're all in there saying, they switched out of everything else back into the ATM at the lead gadget. And evidently, guys, we have people that have been with us for years. When I say years, I mean, Todd Basham's been a friend of Don's. I've been following him for years. And I mean,
internet, Brian, I want to interrupt real quick. And in internet years, that's about a century, right? Like that's an eternity on the
literally,
internet. Yeah.
Literally. Okay.
I joined.
Referral Resource Center.
What?
Referral Resource Center. Could you, Mike Moffitt? I think that's Mike Moffitt. Mike, could you turn around and friend me on Skype, please? You are definitely getting. Okay, that's one. Zekin Media. Sorry if I butcher your name. I'm not trying to. Okay. Paulie Singh. Okay, that's you. Paulie, you get 2 hours. No, you get the training with me. Zekin Media. You're welcome, Paulie. Okay. Zekin Media. I don't know. I'm sorry there's no name attached on that, but I'd like to make sure that you will also just ping me on Skype. That's all you got to do. We'll set it up. I'll take care of you. Oh, that's you, Paulie? Okay. So then I need the other one. And Band Choice Bonner. I don't know who that is. I'm sorry. I got to look this up. You were the three. Mike Moffitt's the other one. Okay. So this one is...
Just so you guys know, when you sign up and you sign up to Lead Gadget, if you have a Hotmail, Outlook, MSN email address, you may not get the email, so go to that, open a support ticket where you see there, and we'll make sure you get it. Just pain in the butt delivering to Microsoft email addresses. I don't know what's up with that. Well, I do know what's up with it. They actually block whole IP address blocks just for one IP address somewhere that was spamming people. They block the whole blocks. Then you take all the time to get it removed, and then the next month their automated system blocks the whole IP range again.
It's horrible. It really, really is. Listen, I want more questions, Don.
Yeah.
And I don't want this to be nothing. So I want questions.
See, I joined RingPartner today, and the email I got back said they would review my application within 2 to 5 business days. How can I get it done quicker?
Squeaky wheel gets the grease. Sorry about that, guys. Once in a while, we might have one that slips through the cracks. Just make sure to email me immediately. So it's henry@ringpartner.com. I'll make sure to give you a call this afternoon. And I did want to mention sometimes we have international partners. So some people in Asia or Europe or something like that. We just have to make sure that the time zones work. If you're up at 3 a.m. your time, I'll call you at 3 a.m. your time. But generally, we'll only call people around 8 a.m. to 10 p.m. local time. So I do apologize if you've been waiting for the call. We usually leave a voicemail as well as an email, and once in a while people don't have voicemails set up, and our emails go to, like you guys mentioned, the spam filter or something like that. So sometimes those get lost in the mix. But yeah, just give me an email, henry@ringpartner.com. I'll make sure I give you a call this afternoon. I appreciate your patience.
Hey, Roger, one of the guys that's a Lead Gadget member, he goes, you need more than a year to implement my ideas. I know, because Roger's constantly sending me ideas all the time in Skype, and that's great. I love getting ideas and stuff like that from the users.
Absolutely, yeah. And is that Roger? Is he located in Greece?
Where's Roger located? Brian?
Roger's in Greece currently.
Yeah.
Roger Gonzalez is currently in Greece, but he is going to be moving very soon.
I hope you weren't hiding from the NSA, Roger.
Bad place to hide.
How many websites can we build each month with an LG membership? Basically, you just...
Hold on a second. No, let me answer that, okay? Let me answer that. It's really, really important. John Utz, if you turn around and pay right now, yes. Okay. It's really important. Guys, you can build as many sites as you can get servers for. I am telling you, I have ways of building that you guys can turn around and Look, my Skype is going insane. I'm sorry I'm slow on this. It's just absolutely insane with the amount of people that are friending me right now. Okay? And, yeah, and asking, can I get in? Can I get in? I'm like, you know, they're already, all the first three are gone. Maybe I'll do a little bit, maybe I'll help a little bit more people out. You know, I've been known to do that in the past and the future.
Yeah.
But, guys, you can build, if you get a server from Costas, for example, okay, and you get a small one and it holds just over 300 sites, you can build them out in 2 days. Literally, you can build that many sites in 2 days. The problem is you can't promote them in the server, because what will happen is you will absolutely get a nuclear meltdown. It will Chernobyl the server. You can only promote like 10 to 15 sites a day in a smaller server.
And not the lead gadget server. The problem is that when you build the sites and they're on your hosting server, is that Google and Bing and all the other bots, they actually have to come and crawl the site. So when you ping them, they instantly come to the site. When you hit, or not ping them, but when you hit the promote button, usually within like 3 seconds, they've already hit your site once. And then after that, they come back in with an army. So you have to think about it as having like 6,000 visitors hitting your site at one time. So it's the same thing with the bots when they crawl. So if you promote too many sites at once, you can build them out all you want. But if you promote too many of them at once, what's going to happen is you're going to cause your server to be very slow, because it's getting hit by so many of the web crawlers. So you kind of try to stagger out the promote button.
All right, Don, give me some more questions.
See, how many sites can we host on the free VPS? About 40 is what we suggest on the free one.
40.
At that point, you know, after you've got the 40 and you've got everything down pat, you should be making money as long as you follow directions and everything. And then you're going to want to upgrade to dedicated server. We have people that have multiple dedicated servers. So,
wait, let me give you guys an example. Okay, one of Taylor's superstars, his name is Darren Blair, and if you listen in Lead Gadget University, we did a podcast with him a little over a month ago. Now, Darren is a very, very good friend to Don and myself. Darren, the only thing he does is pay-per-call leads, period. Okay, he does a ton of them with RingPartner. Well, guys, he has, I think, 11 servers with us, 11 servers now. And if you figure it's over 3, he's got some bigger servers, so if you average it at basically 400 sites per server, that's 4,400 sites. Now, he works for Home Advisor. He works for, he's one of the largest SEO companies in Australia as well. And he does Home Advisor of Australia. He literally is the man that puts out thousands of sites for them. He's taken 20 servers. He's got a 20-server deal going on. And when you have to fill 20 servers up in 6
tons of
weeks,
RingPartner sites.
Boy, all I can say is if you do it right, I have a formula for it. If you do it right with 10 servers, you're going to make, I don't know, my estimate is above $30,000 a month. It's definitely $1,000 a day, okay? Because it's 10 servers. It's about $100 per server per day is what you're going to make, and that's just how I see it, okay? It really is. Okay, I'm just getting hit with the amount of people that are friending me are crazy. And I'm sorry, guys, because
that'll probably crash Skype. Microsoft owns it.
Yeah, well, that's nothing. Okay.
No, we shouldn't have bashed him earlier.
Yeah. So
I don't care about it.
Let's see. So our monthly cost is the lead gadget fee plus $125 for the dedicated server. Is there any other monthly cost?
No.
I know. We'll get to it. I'm just finishing the question. Costs we should take into account. No, when the lead gadget fee you actually have, which is, you see, it's a $247 a month, and then you get the free VPS that'll hold about 40 sites. Then after that, you want to
you add it.
Yeah, you're going to start wanting to add dedicated servers.
Right. You don't need that to start. You only need the 247. You can get rolling. Okay. Well, and maybe
Well,
about $6 or $7 or $8 for some XYZ domains, some fresh ones, so you can go after it.
yeah, you want to
In
buy some,
whatever verticals you want.
you always have your domain costs, obviously.
Now, there's something I'd like to deal with, Don, that we haven't. And Taylor, I'd like to deal with this with you because a lot of people constantly ask, what are the best verticals to go in? Which are the ones that are hot right now? And, which one should I stay away from?
Okay, yeah, absolutely. So, campaigns, the popularity, they go up and down, from time to time. But, currently, right now, campaigns that are really hot are Find a Lawyer Now, General Legal, Legal Raw Call, which is essentially a campaign that pays you out on every call, no duration. I believe the duration is 5 seconds, but if you're driving calls that don't last 5 seconds, that's also a bit of a problem. Repair My Appliance Now, auto insurance is doing well, rehab is doing well. A couple other legal opportunities I really wanted to bring to this webinar. I got on the phone with Henry, myself, a few other colleagues with our buyer from Xarelto. They gave us a rundown on, it's a mass tort campaign, but they gave us a rundown on exactly how to promote it. It's a high paying offer. It's $350, I believe, for a 2-minute call or a 90-second call. I think it's 2 minutes. Basically, my idea was the Lead Gadget team members would be a perfect fit for a campaign like this. Xarelto is not something that they're advertising, all over Facebook or on Google. You have to actually physically search for it to find a site on it. The quality that we've sent so far from a few of the Lead Gadget members, the buyers are like over the moon happy and they want more. So those are campaigns that I would definitely take a look at. Xarelto, IVC, General Legal campaign, rehab. Those are campaigns, they're higher paying out, and the organic traffic works insanely well on them.
I'm going to hit something here. Hold on, Brian. I just saw a webinar last week for another specific product. It says an HTML site generator similar to Lead Gadget. Okay, first off, I'm going to tell you, the reason that they did it with HTML, static HTML sites, is because it's way easier. It's not as hard to do. It's not as hard to do as what we did, and we started out actually building
with HTML.
Right, static sites. What we found was it took forever for them to index, and then we were finding that they just didn't work that well. So that's why
in 3 weeks.
Yeah,
they did in 3 weeks.
They kept
Force
dying.
multiplier. Well, hold on, Don. Let me address that because the rock stars, they went and copied us. They did it in HTML last year, and what did it do? It fell into the floor in, I don't know, I think it was 6 weeks. It had more bad reviews than it had sales.
Yeah, and the thing is, every one of these guys have all tried to do this stuff with HTML, and every one of them have failed inside of 6 months.
But, hey, hold on a second. We're a little partial. You want to try it? Go ahead. Please, do me a favor. When you're done with them, then come over and we'll teach you the right way to do it. Okay? Really, that's what it is. Now, does it do the interlinking too, guys? Yes. You can do it all your on-page SEO done from, okay?
Well, I'm actually bringing in another update for that, so that'll be
Hold on, it says, you mentioned lead pages. Does the system automatically include a lead page template? No. What we use is WP Overlayer. That's a plugin I put in there, okay, and I give it to you free with every single build. We don't charge any more for it at all anymore, okay? And you use your lead page, for example, or your ClickFunnels or any other site that you want to drive your traffic to. You put that inside of WP Overlayer, and that's the overlayer onto the site.
Amy said, "Holy shit, this is awesome."
Yeah, well, that's true. That's what it is. Are all the posts published at once, or are they drip fed? They're published at once, except there's a little trick that Don put in. Okay, he changed the dates on everything. Go in there and look. Too fast for me, too much to see today. Huh? Okay.
Too fast for me to see much today. I don't know what that means.
Oh, 307, 301, or what? I don't know. I
Uh,
like it, guys. Nice lander. Thank you for that. Are you aware this is called magic? It is actually... What is Black Hat about this?
Black Hat SEO. Oh boy, here we go again.
Taylor, guys, I think I know what they mean. Taylor is wearing a black hat right now. That surely is what they mean.
No,
Oh.
usually we hear that it's because of the people that haven't been doing this that long and they've read a bunch of forums and everything else, and a lot of people still believe that Google is the internet and that we're supposed to follow everything they say in their terms of service.
I will subscribe to what Google Webmaster Tools tells me.
Sorry, I'm doing what makes you funny.
Donna, Google police are outside. I gotta run and hide. The Google police are coming to get me. You know, I love it. They don't even know what the word black. They put it in all caps. They don't even understand what Black Hat is. They really don't. Okay, think fishing when you think Black Hat. I don't mean with an F, I mean with a PH. Okay? I notice when I click on a number, the phone pad is not coming. It's a tap to call, it's a click to call. In other words, if you use it in your iPhone or your Android, when you're on there and you touch the screen, the phone number will pop up and it'll say, call this number or cancel it.
Technically, all the mobile devices already do that out there, but I think there are a couple of the landers that I have to go back and just add the tell
okay,
HTML
how
markup
much I
there.
have to roll? All right, okay, how much? I have to roll in 10 minutes. $247. Go to Lead Gadget, come in, you'll be welcome just like everybody else with big open arms. So is RingPartner just a CPA? Basically, yeah. RingPartner is a pay-per-call lead company. It's just like CPA as if you were dealing with commission junction. Sorry about that. Okay.
Slip of the tongue.
Oh, yeah, it was definitely a slip of the tongue. Commission junk, okay, well, the rest of, I hate most of the CPA companies, guys. I went out and I tried to vet out a bunch so we could do a lot of work with them. The only one that we really found, honestly and truly, that was willing to work with us because they knew we were making sure that they were legit is RingPartner.
Excellent. Guys, I know, sorry, the guy mentioned, mentioned that, just another CPA network. We don't like to think of ourselves like that. Like I said, we're the only company that focuses on pay-per-call in terms of, a network or a marketplace, what have you. And we've got a video up there if you need to know the main differences between CPA and pay-per-call. I'm obviously quite biased, but I've worked in the CPA space for about 6 years. And I've been at RingPartner now for 2, and right away it's really easy to see that pay-per-call is a lot better for a lot of campaigns. Sure, you might not be able to spam people for free iPhones, which I was a part of for many, many years. I'm a lot happier over here, and it's not just because I have a girlfriend now. Let me tell you that.
All right, let me go with some more questions. Does Lead Gadget have landers for all the offers? The answer, honestly, is no. We just haven't been able to put them all up. It's not like we won't get them up, but you can make a landing page like literally in no time. There's so many tools to make landing pages. If you want, all you got to do is, like, if we don't have a lander up and you send in a support ticket requesting a lander for a different different vertical, Don will get it, and when he's got 10 minutes, he'll make one. Okay? A light bulb just went off. Whoa! I like that. Okay, how can I use this to market for a doctor? Very, 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 very easily. You can use Lead Gadget. There is nothing, Nothing, nothing that you cannot market and get leads for with Lead Gadget. Zero, zilch, not. I have not found anything yet. Too bad you have so many people joking around and no one answers questions. Well, what do you think I'm doing? Okay. All right. There we go.
Brian, I'll mention real quick as well, everybody that's going to sign up for RingPartner, we're getting a couple of emails already, which is great. If you have a vertical or an offer that you would like to see that we don't have, please let me know. Our business development team has a pretty good ear to the ground, but about five of our 10 campaigns that I think Taylor mentioned earlier came from publisher suggestions. So please don't think that if you log on, and like I said, we have 80 plus active campaigns, but if we don't have the one you want, please let me know, and we'll do our best to get it for you.
Okay, now this is a very big and long question. How many phone numbers are provided for each of the promotions? When a merchant stops the promotion or is no longer available, how soon do we get that information about the stop promotion? Will you provide a comparable offer that you can redirect the traffic so that we don't lose the traffic? Okay, so you can change the phone number. If I am split testing the landing pages, what kind of sub-IDs are allowed in the system? What kind of analytics do we get from RingPartner in Voca? Now, you guys have to answer that. If you want to answer it in parts,
Sure thing.
okay,
I'll
just
do.
tell me, I'll reread it.
Okay, no, I wrote them all down. I think I got them. But if the person asking that question is awesome, if I don't answer absolutely everything of that, just give me an email and I'll make sure I get it all for you. But the number of promotion numbers you get per campaign by default is 10, but we can actually give you more. So if you want more, just let me know and we'll make sure to give that to you. Advance notice, that's a really good question. Compared to CPA, pay-per-call offers just have a lot more longevity. That being said, once in a while they do go down. We'll do our best to give you as much notice as possible. Bare minimum, you will get a day, usually 2 business days. But again, we like to be really proactive. So as soon as we hear that a buyer goes down or a campaign goes down, we'll message all the partners that have been approved on that offer pretty much right away, and we'll try and give you as much time as possible. And yes, of course, we won't be able to redirect it necessarily on a technical level, but we will be able to suggest to you, a better campaign. Most of the time when we are deactivating campaigns, I'll be honest, Brian, it's usually because we have one upcoming that's better or one that's live, and we just want to kind of shove people over, but get them over to a different campaign. So yeah, we absolutely will have suggestions for you as well. In terms of analytics, you'll be able to see things like call times, raw call and a paid call. So the raw call is any call that comes in. Paid call is what you're looking for. It's any call that goes over the connect duration, and that's key. That's the real one, the real key. So if you have somebody that's stuck in the IVR for a long time, and then they spend 3 seconds talking to a person, an expert on the phone or an agent or what have you, and then they hang up, you won't be paid for that call. So definitely keep that in mind. If you ever are uncertain as to why a specific call didn't convert, the 2 usual suspects are it came from a geo that's not allowed, and it came from outside the hours, which is why we heavily recommend you pick 24/7 nationwide campaigns so you don't have to worry about that kind of thing. That being said, if you have any other questions on a technical level in terms of tracking or something like that, be happy to help you out. Might be better to do it over email, just so you have a record of it. So yeah, give me an email, Henry or Taylor at ringpartner.com.
Okay, I hope that was sufficient for you. Now, the next question is, how do we get the edge? You get Lead Gadget, and then you come in, you get training, okay, and you listen to what everybody else says inside the Skype group, because we're a family here, we help. The one thing that I do not allow is I don't allow people to hide the vertical, the niches they're going into. Okay, when I say I don't allow them, I don't mean I stop them. What I say is just tell people, who cares? Oh, because it'll get too many people will be promoting for plumbers. Really? If you really think that, you're in the wrong business as is, because you'll never run out of space, because there's 2,000 to 4,000 keywords that are generally gone after. That means there's 7,000 or 8,000 that nobody else is going after. That includes the plurals and everything else. You guys got to understand how it works.
Those SERPs are always being shuffled. You end up taking places and everything else. Just always works that way.
Yeah, and the edge, I think we talked about, like, not every one of our partners is using Lead Gadget. A very, very small percentage is using Lead Gadget. If I apply, 10 people, let's say I approve, 10 people this morning or today, maybe we might see calls from 2 or 3, within the first week or so. Maybe. A lot of people just sort of trail off because they don't have, or they think they don't have the time or the energy or the investment or what have you to actually generate quality creatives and generate calls. So that's who you're going to have the edge over, thousands of our partners that are not using Lead Gadget.
Yeah, because a lot of those partners, I'm sure, are still using pay-per-click, which, I'm not going to tell you, guys, even though I'm an organic traffic junkie, I am not going to tell you paid traffic is not good or paid traffic is bad. No. Paid traffic is excellent. Excellent. Okay?
There's a lot of people that like paid traffic, and they do really well with it. The only thing we're telling is that if you take paid traffic and you bring in 100 visitors from paid traffic and you bring in 100 visitors from organic traffic, your conversion on the 100 visitors from organic traffic is going to be much higher than the paid traffic.
I would agree, yeah, for sure. As far as like, getting an edge, another way to get an edge in a vertical would be, really simple. Do you know anybody or a family member that's a plumber or electrician or something, or maybe you yourself have some experience in those fields? Chat with them, talk with them about, their business and, what major jobs that they do. A perfect example is we had a plumbing campaign that broke into septic as well. One of our publishers said, I get a lot of calls for septic. Is that something you guys would do? And he had chatted with a friend who is a plumber, and he says they do tons of septic. So we actually created a septic tank, I believe, campaign that's done really well. So things like really keep in mind, don't overcomplicate it.
Well, it's funny because I always tell people, I actually call it like thinking laterally, like you were just talking about. Like if you're thinking of plumbers, you've got the basic kind of keywords that you can think of with plumbers, but what about the different jobs they do? That is stuff that you can build sites around.
That's right.
Yeah, and that's a way, if you are going to do paid traffic, that's a way to find, those niche pockets of cheaper keywords.
Right.
Well, I'm going to give you guys another way that you guys can understand this. So you build a plumber site. Let's use that for the example. So you build your plumber site, and it's really nice and everything else. And if you want to start sending paid traffic from, say, Facebook to it, go ahead. But you want to grab organic traffic, you're going to build sites with Lead Gadget. And say you build 50 sites, and you throw them up there, and they're all based on, all these sites are based on plumbing. Need a plumber, emergency plumber, this kind of plumber, that kind of plumber, fix my sink, broken toilet. I mean, there's just an enormous amount of keywords. So you start building and you get the organic traffic. Now all of a sudden you start seeing what keywords organically are pulling in your leads, because you're going to see that from like New Stats that's right inside of every one of the sites that's built too. So now you're going to see which keywords are starting to get a lot of the organic traffic. Well, you're also going to try and cut your PPC budget down by going after those keywords as well. Because they're converting, guys. This is something that like nobody teaches. And Don and I have been doing this for years. We will show you, we will teach you, we will help you. Bradley will show you, he will teach you, he will help you. The Skype group, Roger Gonzalez, I love the man. He's nothing but a help. That's all he knows how to do is help people. Okay? Todd Basham, same thing. Great guy. Has thousands of sites. Okay? Just continues to build and build and build and go. But let me answer a couple more questions here. It says if you use the tags in your builds, wouldn't they contribute to over-optimization on each page? The answer, I believe, is no.
No, you know what? It's funny because you would think that it would, but Google's very smart about the way that they crawl WordPress and knowing WordPress sites and how they handle different things. So
especially tags.
Yeah, especially tags. So I haven't seen anything other than great boosts in rankings with these tags, because you got tons of these tags that actually rank. And then the next thing you know, when you use an overlayer, they click on the tag link inside the Google searches, and then they end up on your pay-per-call lander.
Boom, done. Can I use the platform for adult marketing? That's the me and you, Don. Absolutely.
Yeah,
We don't care.
there's people in there that do right now.
Listen, and I just actually told somebody, and I know his name is Nerman. Don't ask me how to pronounce his last one because I couldn't even take a guess at it.
No, I've tried. Don't bother.
Yeah. Okay. But Nerman's a really nice guy, and he's having some difficulties right now. And he pinged me on Skype, and I told him I'll help you. I mean, really, guys, you can't expect me to drop everything I'm doing to immediately help you at the time you demand. But one thing I can be assured of, if you catch me online or you ping me and I give you a time, you're going to get my attention. And you just better have TeamViewer in, and next thing you know, you get a aha moment, and then you're just going to be cranking it out. Okay, how can we better target our RingPartner campaigns for higher conversions? Well, I just gave you one way 2 seconds ago.
Yeah.
Okay.
Use Lead Gadget is my primary answer, but I talk about this, Brian, a lot in my webinars, is you always want to prime your callers. So what we get a lot of is people calling in and they complain about things like repeats and targeting and stuff like that. Have as much information on your site as possible so that, A, you target the right kind of people, but also you're giving them information. You don't want people calling in and say, oh, I'm just shopping around, or oh, I was just hoping to get some free information. Not the kind of call we want. We want to prime the callers. So they're going to go on that site, they're going to see relevant content, and your phone number might have a note next to it saying, this call is to, for new users, if you want to book new appointments, because you also want to avoid repeat callers. You don't pay out, we don't get paid on repeat calls, you guys won't get paid out on repeat calls. So keep that in mind. Prime the callers. Give them all the info they need before they call in.
One thing to touch on there too is, remember the landers actually have very little content on them that you're showing in the overlayer. But what you really want to target is those ones that are those offers that people need an immediate resolution for.
Right, yeah.
When you're using the lander.
Okay, guys, they're always asking this. How many subdomains can you safely do per domain with RP landers? It doesn't matter if it's an RP lander or anything else. How many subdomains are safe right now? We have found the number to be 4 to 5. Sometimes the fifth one's good, sometimes it's not.
Here's one thing I tell everybody when they come in, though. You're going to find that there's a bunch of people that have been using Lead Gadget for a long time, and they're very experienced, and they're in like what we call a cycle of building. So they've already got a bunch of money coming in, and they're building things, and they're doing it, and they get into this cycle of where they'll build subdomains but not build the main domain. When you guys first jump into Lead Gadget, I don't recommend that, because the simple fact is subdomains by themselves take a very long time to index, because Google's taking like 6 weeks sometimes to index subdomains. So I say build on the main domains, get yourself going, start making money, then worry about doing all the other crazy techniques that some of our users do.
Oh, we have some killer techniques. We call them crazy because, like Darren Blair tells you, I don't care. He goes, I built 20 to 50 sites every single day. Every day, 30 days in a month, he builds 30 days, he builds 20 to 50 a day. And I'm going to explain something, guys. I do, and I have a VA that is going to be starting for me next week that is going to literally do the same thing again.
Yeah, the thing is with Darren is another prime example. He does a lot of things with subdomains. I don't recommend you do that when you first jump in, because you want to start making money as quick as possible. And regular domains get indexed quicker.
Well, the other thing that I want to explain with subdomains that people aren't getting is you're hitting the check index button or site colon and then putting that sub in there trying to see how many pages Google's indexed it. And it says 0. But if you go into the site and you look at New Stats Press and your new stats in there and you open it up, you see all kinds of traffic. Well, the reason is because Google isn't showing you how many are indexed pages. So just because you think it's 0, don't believe the hype. It's a sequel, guys. Go in there and look at your stats. Your stats will tell you. Your server will tell you. You go right in the site in WordPress and it will tell you how many have been in there.
Yeah, once you see all those bots in there, the sites are going to start showing up in the index pages. Just subdomains take a lot longer. That's all.
With your 16 VPS servers, is this going to max out? I don't understand the question. You never maxed out.
Well, he was. I think he
you
was
might-
talking
you
about.
might-
You said you had 16 servers, and those aren't VPSs; they're dedicated servers.
Oh yeah, no, those are Rails. I don't have VPSs. We don't use VPSs. We only give you a VPS to get you going. It's free. It comes with it. You can put 40 sites on there. That's 8 domains with 5 subs on each, and you're already too many. Okay, that's how I look at it. So I'm a big builder, guys. Like when you look at the Building with Brian series, like I have them on, Lead Gadget University, and they're all over the place. I'm telling you that I could do 50 sites in a half an hour, but you need the amount of servers just to get them going because you don't want to have the bots, the Google bots and everything else crushing your server. Okay, is this mainly for offers that are not local based? No, it's for any service that's local based, non-local based. It doesn't matter.
Well, you know what's funny is we didn't actually show this, but inside we talked about we've touched on custom lists because that's what your sites are based on when you build the sites. There's a radius-based generator in there, so that you could take like a zip code and take 50 miles from that zip code, and it'll build a custom list for you that you can use in your build so that you're targeting only that area. So yeah, you can do all kinds of things with local stuff.
We love targeting, guys. We have, like I said, we try and get as many campaigns as we can, 24/7 nationwide, but we're getting better at nailing down sort of specific zip groups that usually yield very high conversions. So we're constantly updating that list. So guys, if you're on RingPartner and you want to run a campaign that either has zip targeting or you just want some suggestions, please, like I said before, just contact Taylor and I, and we'll do the best we can to make sure that we prep you as well as we can geo-targeting wise.
Yeah, actually, Taylor and Henry are providing us with those lists too, and we're going to implement those into Lead Gadget so that you can pull those lists automatically for certain campaigns.
Awesome.
Yeah, well, that's one of the things I was just going to bring up. Okay, guys, the lists that we're making, these pack lists for RingPartner, they're going to be inside. I'm going to have Elizabeth handle them and make sure that they go on the forum and they go out everywhere else. Because the fact of the matter is, okay, these specialized lists are going to help you build better. Okay, much better. Okay. Sorry about that, Paul. Yeah, we'll get everybody inside of the Skype group that just purchased and came in. We'll get you in a little bit. Okay, I still got 100 and something people right now that have more questions that they want to hear answered, and I'm going to make sure they get them. I know this is a RingPartner everywhere, but have some other ideas. Thanks. Yes. Okay, we're glad we gave you some more ideas. Any reason why on the links on the HTML overlaid landing page are not clicking to call? Because why would you? No.
Are you on a mobile device?
It doesn't matter. It doesn't show. I don't know. It's okay. They definitely click on a mobile device. Okay. The content portion of this finds that the content to use is automatically. If so, all niches. Huh? You can find content. We have a content library. You can snatch content, get anything you need for any niche.
Yeah, our
content
content library is in beta, and we're constantly working on it, but you can grab content anywhere. Like we grab it from article directories all the time.
Oh boy, my favorite question. The next one, oh goody. What percentage of Lead Gadget sites are de-indexed? Oh, I dealt with this one in a video, and I went on a rant, and I'm goody. 0. If you follow simple protocol. And simple protocol is, don't be like me, Brian. Yes, I'm telling you. I had 780 of them de-indexed because I over-optimized them. That was intentional because it was working at the time. It didn't matter. I was ranking like all hell. I was crushing it. And all of a sudden, Google made a change in the algorithm again, and they went back to the 2% rule. Okay, so what? You know what I did? I rebuilt every one of those sites using the 2% rule. And I went in there and I made a video about it, and it's inside of Lead Gadget University, okay, about, the myth of de-indexing. You got de-indexed because you didn't follow rules. You didn't turn around and stay within a normal that Google expected you to turn around and stay within. They opened that gate up, I believe, as a trap, literally, because that's when XYZs came out for $1. And that's when they said, oh, look, we're going to do this and do that. So they let everybody buy them, they let everybody build them, and then they came in for 2 months and they crushed them. Okay? So that's how it is. Okay. How can I access this webinar replay? Okay. It's going to go out to everybody.
Yeah,
what are the
we're
additional... Go on.
Sorry, guys. You go ahead, Brian.
Oh, no. So I was going to say, what are the additional monthly fees with Lead Gadget? There are none. Like, you only get what you need. You know, you don't need other plugins. You don't need other anything, guys. Nothing. You don't need that stuff. Okay? We don't need it.
And
okay?
Just to reiterate,
give it to you.
with RingPartner, sometimes when I do my Periscopes, people ask how much it costs to sign up as a distribution partner. There's no sign-up cost at all. Ideally, we're going to give you money. Yeah, obviously there's going to be, I guess some time, energy cost in terms of promoting your offers. If you do paid search, obviously there. But there's going to be no fee with signing up with RingPartner either. So I just wanted to make that clear.
Somebody put up on here, okay, I have worked with RingPartner for about a year now and have gotten paid on time every time without issue. Listen, that is the best testimonial in a Q&A that I could ever have read, because that means that I'm not a liar. That means that you're telling the truth too. We're all the same. We all do it.
You guys pay people for this stuff?
You should see. Music to our accounting's ears. Our accounting is about as strict. They're also fun, but they're about as strict as possible. And anytime there's any kind of payment issue, guys, and it does happen now and again, it's top priority. We want to make sure that's the whole point of this industry, is that we pay you guys and we pay you on time. So if there's ever an issue, please let Taylor and I know right away. Again, with our international partners, sometimes checks can take a little while in the mail, or a wire might take a day. But I assure you that we're absolutely dedicated to getting payments out on time.
Somebody's asking, is this like any other plugins? We're not a plugin, people. This is a web application. Okay, next. Show us some RingPartner offers available for us to promote. You can go right to ringpartner.com and look them up. You look them up all. I mean, I don't have a problem. Okay. What if we want to send paid and organic calls? That's not a problem, is it? Of course not.
Nope.
I was addressing that before, I think. So this question was here, and I didn't say it, but I addressed that. No fraud has been found. What is Lead Gadget?
Smiley face.
Yeah. Well,
Welcome to the webinar.
And this webinar is taking forever. Yes, I know. I would have liked to have been off 15 minutes ago, but I made a commitment, guys, that I would turn around and get to the end of the questions, the real
But
questions.
instead of waiting until the webinar's over, go to leadgadget.com and sign up.
There you go.
And that's it. You don't have to worry. Does RingPartner pay more than Never Blue or Peerfly? In my opinion, yes, because of the stuff that I turn around and I promote. Absolutely. Okay, they might not on a few offers. Hold on. Let me be very clear. There might be a few offers that Never Blue pays more, but I guarantee they're going to scrub the crap out of you. So they're not going to pay you more.
Thanks. I appreciate that, Brian. Guys, if you're listening and you don't like the rates or you're getting a higher rate elsewhere, just please let us know. We'll do our best to make sure that we're competitive. And it speaks again to Lead Gadget's quality. But if you can maybe you can run a campaign, but you'll need a higher rate just right off the bat. Again, let us know. We definitely are open to experimentation. We're open to trying new things. I think Taylor tried sushi for the first time a week ago. But no, certainly when it comes to rates and things like that, we want to work with you. We want you to succeed. So just let us know. If you're getting a higher rate elsewhere, we'll try and do our best to match it.
Somebody wrote, I'm using call-only ads and want to try those with RingPartner. Yeah, you can do that.
Yeah,
Okay?
yeah.
No problem. 2 questions. 1, how do you get these sites to rank high on page 1 in the SERPs? And 2, is there a duplicate content issue? Oh, God, I'll let you go for that one. That's your pet peeve.
I get asked about that all the time. You know, duplicate content, as far as duplicate content penalty, the first thing I want to touch on is the fact that if you have content, like you heard us say, we grab some stuff from article directories and everything else. If you have content somewhere else that you grab from somewhere else and you put it on these sites, that's not duplicate content. That's actually, go ahead.
Go on.
Oh.
No, I was going to say that's recycling content. That's, rehashing content. That isn't duplicate. That's not what the term duplicate content means.
Duplicate content means the exact same content on your same site, and none of these things should be unique if you take a little bit of time with your seed content. Or all these things should be unique, I'm sorry, when you take a little bit of time. You only need about 30-40% of it to be unique anyway, and once you put in those geographic locations, etc., there's absolutely no problem. But we always get the question, like, especially where, why would there be article syndication? Why when you go to Google News or you see stuff in Google News on the website and you see tons of stuff that is syndicated to all these different websites? If that was all going to be duplicate content, all these guys would be penalized for it. It's not. We've been doing this for years, so this is not going to give you a duplicate content penalty. If you screw up and do the build wrong and you have all your titles and everything exactly the same on 30,000 pages, then yeah, you're going to have a massive duplicate content. but we show you how to do that stuff and do it right.
Now it says here they are Canadian. They're nice guys. Canadians. Oh my goodness.
You just missed. We made them apologize to us.
Yeah, sorry about that, guys.
Okay, great webinar. Thanks. I'm not clear the benefits of using subdomains, and don't subs have a different URL name? The rehab ones sure look like they were all the same. Well, it's the subdomain is whatever, A dot, then the main domain. B dot, that's the sub. Okay, you could name it like, kitchen dot, subdomain. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like that, whatever the TLD is.
A lot of the guys use subdomains just because of the simple fact they save a little bit of money, but because you can build a lot more content for that main domain. But like I said, when you're brand new and you're jumping in, use regular domains. Doesn't matter if you use cheapo XYZ 88-cent domains. We use them all the time. As long as you do it right, you won't have any problem. You just have to follow the instructions we have in there.
Guys, when they buy a main TLD for $1 and they save the TLD and they put 5 subdomains out, they look at it as it's 20 cents per subdomain. So you didn't pay $1 for the domain, you paid 20 cents for each one. I mean, that's how you look at the math. Can you show me how the WP overlayer works? I think we did that already.
Yeah.
A couple times. So the content is automatically spun? No, you need to use any kind of spinner. We like Spin Rewriter.
Yeah. And we've got an integration that's going in pretty soon that it's just going to be done inside the app, but for right now you just do it outside the app.
So did I give you approval to use my image? Yeah, okay.
Talk to our lawyers, Kevin.
Okay. Is this being recorded and will get sent out to us? Yes. Answer, you need to pay me. Okay. Let me see. Yes, Doug, I approved you.
I think I think somebody was saying Bradley Benner, real star. That was our guy that does the training. I think that's what he meant. Yeah, he is a star.
Yeah, he is. Why would I be using subdomains? I don't know. You have to decide that.
Well,
we've gone over that 100 times. What is the payment threshold for RingPartner? I believe that Taylor can answer that.
5 million, right?
Yes. 5 million yen. You got it right. No, it's $100 as our threshold.
Is that Canadian or U.S.? Because if it's Canadian, that's like what, 12 bucks U.S.
Yeah, it's not where I know our money's worth Monopoly money right now. No, we always operate in U.S. dollars. And I did want to mention, actually, for new partners that sign up this month, if you earn $100 with us, you're going to be entered into a draw to win $500. And the good news for you guys is we haven't approved that many people this month, and even fewer are going to hit that $100 target. So there's a good way for you to give yourself a chance to win some extra money.
Oh, that's great. That would just pay for Lead Gadget for 2 months for them, right out of the box.
So we've got contests going every month, guys. So I'm glad whoever asked that question. Thank you.
Oh, we're going to have to talk about that after this. I like to turn around and put Lead Gadget in with the contest to help along some of the people. Absolutely. I don't care. Well, me and Don are always looking to help people. That's all we like doing. Okay, how long does it usually take to get this organic traffic to your site and producing qualified leads? I tell everybody 7 to 14 days from when you launch your site, because Google's going to turn around and index it, and it just depends how fast or slow it gets indexed.
Yeah, it varies all the time. I mean, there are times we see a site get fully indexed in a week, and there's sometimes you see it take 3 weeks, you know? So that all depends on how quick the site gets indexed, and that has a lot to do with the way Google works, and I've studied it over the years, but I'm not going to bore everybody with that.
Here's a new one, Don. Here's a great one. Sorry for my late arrival. A summary of what a newcomer must do to qualify for RingPartner. Send them an email.
Yep, that's it. I'll give a quick blurb here. We don't approve anybody that has zero experience with online marketing, but as long as you've tried a little bit and have driven some lead generation and are able to communicate with English, with conversational English, how you're going to drive calls, 99 times out of 100 you're going to get approved. I will mention that we don't really allow the work at home program. Generally targets people that have no experience with online marketing, and unfortunately we can't approve those. But if you have experience in CPA or any kind of lead gen or any kind of online marketing, you likely will get approved.
And Mark,
And guys, if you're having a problem.
Wait a minute, Mark, there's no space in RingPartner.
Okay, yeah, that's right. That's the first thing you need to do is take the space out. It's one word, capital R to capital P.
If you email me a space in our name, I'm not going to approve you.
Now, guys, there's one other thing with that. Don is always in Lead Gadget University. He's always trying to do stuff when it comes to teaching CPA. Okay, so if you're having a problem and you need to learn it a little bit at least so you can be approved, just simply ask Don for the lessons that he's giving out.
Yeah, I'm trying to get a bunch more lessons in there.
They're free, guys. They don't cost anything. It's all free.
Right.
Let's see. Can SEO plugins be used with these sites to help with the rankings? Also, can a VPS be used instead of dedicated physical server? First of all, yes, you can use any plugin you want. They are regular WordPress sites when they're launched. You can change the themes, add a plugin, take it out. I don't know why you would. We found the perfect formula. But if you think it's smarter than us,
yeah, there's a bunch of plugins already in there automatically. So,
yeah, but evidently this person already wants to do it, and he thinks he's smarter than us. And I hope you are, because then you can teach me some new tricks. But I'm going to give you a little information. Don and I have been doing this basically since 2010 this way, in one form or another with plugins until we made the web app. I have spent $40,000 in domains, so my partner, Mr. Van Fossen, can burn them to the ground figuring out what is the right formula. I said $40,000 in domains.
Yeah, we went through
and we found the right formula and the wrong formula. Now, you want to use a VPS? Well, I wouldn't suggest it. Okay, I would use dedicated and only dedicated. And by the way, I have 16 of them to prove that. Okay, and I have 0 VPS.
Now, one thing I'm going to tell you, though, is you use the free VPS before you decide to do anything else, because if you decide to go get a VPS somewhere else, we see all kinds of people that are trying to do stuff with InMotion hosting and HostGator's VPSs and all these other VPSs, and every one of them, they always have problems later because they never give you the resources that they say they're giving you.
Junk.
They oversell those servers like crazy.
It's all virtualized junk.
Yeah.
I think you got a cough over there.
Junk. Okay. All right. Master Yahoo, you pre-proof. Okay. Yeah. All right. No problem. If I cancel after a few months of building or anything, do my site stay live? Yes, because it's your server. We have nothing to do with that. That's with another company. If you keep the server going, and say, as an example, we've had a couple of customers that built 3 or 4 servers worth of stuff. They left for 2 months and came back, okay? But they didn't lose their servers. The reason they left for 2 months is one of them went over to China for a while. and he just couldn't build over there for whatever reason. And somebody else we had over in China was building, but that was Greg. He's a good guy. But anyway, whatever. But yeah, the answer is yes. It's all yours. Why is there no need of link building? Submitting to Google, is that just enough? When you learn...
The promote button works, but...
Yeah. But when you learn with us that we don't need to build backlinks because these are churn and burn. Basically, you can say, we're spamming the web. I don't care. Call me a spammer. I'm making money. I paid my bills are all up to date. You know, I'm driving my Beamer. I'm happy. Smile every day.
I don't buy that label either, Brian, because people have to be looking for this stuff in the first place. That's what organic traffic is.
I don't consider it spam either, and I definitely don't.
I don't consider it spam either, but I keep hearing this back and forth so many times.
That's fine. They can say whatever they want, but to me, that's an incorrect assessment. Simply because people have to be searching for this stuff. They're not calling a plumber for the sake of it. They're not calling a plumber for fun. They're not getting an SMS saying call a plumber. They're looking for it, and we're just providing that service.
Why is it that you guys get this like with no problem, and I have to sit there and smash my head against the wall until it splits open and bleeding, and gray matter is all over the floor before this guy just says, I still don't get it.
It's because of it's because of Google Matt Cut's brainwashing.
Oh.
Yeah. We hope, and we're never going to be able to change some people's minds, but bottom line is what we're doing is providing phone numbers for people that want services. That's it. Whether it's maids or plumbers or dating or what have you. We don't do any outbound calling. We never will. We don't do any incentive. We never will. We don't do any SMS. We never will. This is going to be services available for people that are going to be just as simply searching for it in Google, and we're providing those phone numbers. So I can understand why people might be confused, but I'll disagree until the day I die.
All right, let me get through a bunch of these, and we're just about at the end of the questions. Okay. Show off the tools, SEO, keyword density, spin checker, maybe the Amazon lander. Okay. Well, we could show them off, but it doesn't make a difference. You've got to be able to go in there to get them. And the fact of the matter is we have a lot of tools within here that, unfortunately, this webinar is so short, even though it's taking a long time, but it's short.
It's hard to cover.
Ability to teach. Okay, I see some people have put in their payment transaction stuff. Thank you very much. I want to be very clear about this. Thank you for putting your trust in Don and myself. We will not let you down. We are a company that looks at every single one of our customers basically like family. Okay, when you come into the Facebook groups and into the Lead Gadget owner Skype, you are treated with respect. We do not allow people to badger. We don't allow them to bash. We don't allow them to be called, you're just a noob. I don't like that. I was a newbie once. I mean, I'm still not the best. I have a lot of fun with Don going back and forth on what a tart I am sometimes, But the fact of the matter is, we don't allow anybody to treat anybody with anything less than a modicum of respect that they are entitled to for just being alive and breathing, period. There is nobody that is allowed to bash people, put it that way. Okay, now, what is the average payout from Ring Partners for, say, plumber leads? How about Henry answer that?
Sure. Ranges anywhere. So for home services in particular, if you've got something like handyman or appliance repair, anywhere from like $3 to $4. Plumbing and electricians, you're probably going to get closer to 10 to 12, and the average duration is around 90 seconds. Take a look at the rate, and if you're not happy with it, please let me know. Again, it's very flexible.
I'm not happy with it. I want 120.
Perfect. You got to start sending some calls first. It's almost always based on volume and quality, and I know your guys' quality is going to be really good because you've signed up with Lead Gadget. I'll tell you one other thing, guys, that really will put you ahead of the competition. Give me a volume estimate.
Yes.
So I tell this people a lot. This is something I bash my head against the wall about, Brian. If you say, Henry, I can do X amount of calls per day with Y payout on Z campaign, let's say on the plumber campaign, you are 10 times more likely to get that pay bump. I will repeat, give us a volume estimate. It doesn't have to be exact, And if you don't get to it but you get close, we're going to likely keep you at that rate. Just give us something, a quick estimate, and we'll make sure that we can do our best to get you that rate increase. One more time, a volume estimate. Thank you very much.
Hey, while you were touching on that, like you were saying, some of the popular things that are converting really well, like for instance, the lawyer campaigns. What's the average on those?
It ranges depending on the actual type of legal case. So personal injury will run you around $25 to $28. Something like DUI or bankruptcy closer to $10, and then auto accidents are really high. That's around $150 if it's a major accident, and then I think it's $75 or $80 if it's a minor accident. If you're just starting out in legal, I really recommend the general campaign or the raw call campaign. Legal is a great vertical. The USA is a wonderful country, but quite lawsuit friendly. Litigious, is that the word? I forget. So there's a lot of traffic there, but it is quite competitive. So definitely have a quick chat with Taylor and myself, and we'll make sure you pick the right legal campaign.
You also had some offers in there. I know that when you call, you get paid for the initial call, and then you can also get paid for the conversions. That's still you still have
correct. There's some bonus campaigns in there for sure. So the rehab offer will pay an extra amount if the call lasts 6 minutes. There's a couple other campaigns that pay a little bit of a bonus depending on what key press they press. So yeah, there's a number of different ways you can get paid for sure.
All right, let me see. Is it mentioned? Oh, yeah, we've got a YouTube channel as well, guys, that, has a lot of the videos. We've already got 60-plus training videos in there. Like, we don't ever want to hear, oh, you can't, I need my handheld because you can't train me. I need more hand-holding. Well, there's plenty of videos in there. You can spend a few days watching.
Get all that in the Skype group, too, because people are constantly helping each other.
Oh, you get all the hand-holding you need in there. Is there a subdomain? Is there a subdomain a site or just a main URL? It's a subdomain of the main URL. Be on the right track. Do we need? I'm just looking at this stuff that I have. So,
are we going to get the free server immediately? We sign up for Lead Gadget. You'll get the link in the email, and then it can take up to 24 hours, but normally costs us as much faster than that. It just depends on the backlog. So a lot of times he gets people their servers an hour later, and then sometimes it can be, if they're really backlogged, then it takes a little longer.
Okay, so Lead Gadget is a traffic driving tool, a content production tool, and a hosting program. Yes, to all three of those, and more. But we're basically at the end of time, I guess you could say, so we really do have to wrap this. Okay, how much does the call tracking software cost? We don't have call tracking software. Okay, Lead Gadget isn't a call tracking software. It's a web application for building so you can send it off. The call tracking that you get from RingPartner is free. That software that comes on their side is no
cost.
So with the included VPS, I can put 40 separate domains, not counting subdomains. No, a subdomain is a domain. Even though it's a site in and of itself. So it's 40 subdomains or mix of subdomains and main domains. Okay, will GoDaddy work? Of course GoDaddy will work. That's a registrar. You're using GoDaddy to buy your domains.
Yeah, don't let their lack of a Super Bowl ad dissuade you. It'll still work.
Proxies.
The question that somebody's asking here is, so with the included VPS, can I put up 40 separate domains, i.e. not counting subdomains? It's 40 sites. So even if you build on a subdomain, that's still a site. So that's what we're saying is the best. That's what we're saying the cutoff is really for that, just because it depends on the size of the sites you're building too. If you're building a bunch of local sites that are like a 50-mile radius or something, then it goes, you could probably fit a little bit more in there, but we just try to make sure that your server stays running right. So that's what we tell you is the limit. And that's actually the limit we got back from the hosting company that they recommend just from watching all this, because they understand how Lead Gadget works.
Okay, well, I'm going to look one more time here if I got any more new ones on here. Go to the bottom because I've had a ton of them. And let me see, We need, how many? Oh, oh wow! I just got a whole bunch more in here.
It works even for old men who don't know the internet, Kevin said.
I know that's big happy.
Yeah.
Okay, Brian, can you explain the need for multiple sites as against just creating more pages on one domain? Well, I could, but I'm going to explain. I'll give it to you even better. Don's going to do it. I'm going to tell you why. But before I'm going to give it to you in a simple way, and then Don's going to give it to you in a technical way. Think of it like this. You've got the Leaning Tower of Pisa, except that's your site. You want to add more on the top? You want to add more floors to the Leaning Tower of Pisa? Don's going to tell you what's going to happen to your server now with it.
I'm sorry because I didn't hear the initial question because I was reading questions.
Oh, can you explain the need for multiple sites as against just creating more pages on one domain?
Oh, well, that's easy. I mean, that's what we always say is don't fall in love with a site. You notice how people go out there. You ever hear how people get frustrated? You read on forums and everything where they go out and build 5 sites and they sit there and work on them for 6 months and they make no money? That's because
No, Don, that's not what he means. I know what he means. It's too much weight on the server. You got to understand how the taxonomies work and how all the hooks and everything else works inside of WordPress.
Oh, you're talking about actual server load?
Yes, that's what he's talking about. Adding more pages to one domain that you have.
I thought he meant why wouldn't you add more pages because you would just end up getting that site to rank.
I know, that's why I had to cut you off because I realized that.
Okay, so yeah, I mean, we're hitting the 30,000 limit is what we usually go with, and we use about 15 tags on each of them because tags are one of the most atrocious things when it comes to WordPress because WordPress itself is a pig. Even though Google and all the search engines love it, it is very resource intensive because it was really WordPress was never designed out of the box to do more than about 2,000 posts. So, you know, we're pushing its limits, and usually the more limits that you push with WordPress, the really only resolution to it is what we call caching and adding more hardware to the server. So we found the happy medium right there, 30,000 posts, and that's actually, we found that happy medium because these sites rank better at that limit.
Well, the other part is you got ranking that they did better, but you got to remember, guys, you don't understand what the hardware is inside of the server. You think because you build a site on hosting, oh, it can handle it, no problem. You don't realize the absolute pressure you're putting on your hardware. I mean, it's stupid, okay? But there you go, there it is. Okay, well, there's 2 Facebook groups, confusing. Okay, why is there 2 Facebook groups? Well, we have the main group, which is the Lead Gadget group, and that's a closed group. But then we have the Open Lead Gadget University. The university should tell you that that's where we do all the teaching and training. That's where we put all the, and we give that away to everybody. We look at it like this. There's a lot of people that they don't want to be members of Lead Gadget, but they like to be trained, and they like to look at other ways of building and stuff. Okay. You can come watch us, but most of the stuff we teach about is how to work with Lead Gadget and build better.
Yeah, Peggy.
Okay.
Peggy, the internet was around long before Google. Yeah, that's what we're trying to say.
Yeah, that's a fact. If I'm split testing the landing pages, what kind of sub-IDs are allowed in the system? Well, in which system? If you're talking about
well, if you're talking about sub-IDs for like normal CPA type marketing, then I mean you can obviously use any kind of sub-ID you want. You just put it in the overlayers where the URL goes. But as far as sub-IDs for like RingPartner, I mean you're calling a phone number, so.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, you can use any sub-ID you want with Lead Gadget. Period. Okay, first ranking on search really, and how much duration? First page ranking on search engines, really, and how much duration? Well, let me I don't know who wrote that question. It doesn't, because I'm only seeing the question, but I love people like me that want to question it and then really want to be like, seriously, like guess what? You can turn around and get first page ranking on search engines very easily. I didn't say you were going to go for the word plumber, the single keyword. We go for long tail stuff. Long tail stuff is real easy. It's low-hanging fruit. We go, we snatch it up, and I make a ton of money with it.
Yeah, I think
I'm not going to go and fight. Hold on, Don, because this is like one of my new passions lately. Because people think that the only way you can make money is if you use for the keyword plumber. You know, we've been using plumber, so we're going to use that one. Listen, that single keyword stuff is dead and over with. Nobody goes into their search bar and puts the word plumber in. They put plumber in my area, plumber near me, plumber closest to me, okay, plumber in Berlin, New Jersey, 08009, plumber, you know, emergency plumber in. Those are long tail. Anything over 3 words is constituted long tail. Guess what? The keyword, the city, and the state is already 3 words. I'm already going for the long tail on everything. You have to realize that is where we live. We live in that search area, and there is a lot of search in that area.
Yeah, you have to think about this as traffic funnels. I mean, if I'm building sites for plumbers, I'm going to target all those different types of variations like Brian was just talking about, and I'm going to point them all to that one lander. And each one of those sites, say you have a site and it's only getting 30 visitors a day, but you've got 20 of those sites. You got 600 visitors going to one landing page.
Okay, now let me see. I'm going to do, I think there's only like 1 or 2 more here. Talk about Cloudflare. You said you would. Okay. Cloudflare, we use Cloudflare within Lead Gadget. We use the API on it. You don't need to log in ever to log into Cloudflare. You put your what do you call it, email address in, and if you have a regular Cloudflare account for other stuff, use a different email address.
Just remember one thing. We're partners with them, so when you can't use a Cloudflare account you already have. You have to make it inside a Lead Gadget.
Yeah, you have to make a new one. And it's free. Free. F-R-E-E. My favorite word. Okay. Is this mainly for offers that are not... Okay, I already did that one. Okay. And I'm up at the end over here. Let me see real quick.
Just to touch on that real quick while you're still looking, Cloudflare is a reverse proxy. It hides the IP. All they see is Cloudflare IPs. It's a content delivery network, so it allows us to build hundreds and hundreds of sites on the same IP, and we can have the same server that takes over 10 spots on Google with sites.
Okay, just got my RingPartner payment wired to me. Thanks, guys.
No problem.
What if I already do site leasing? Will that work? I answered that in a Skype already. Yes. Yeah, I get 150 per call of roofing, sending 10 to 20 calls per week. What is the payout on roofing calls? Deal with that in an email directly to Henry or Taylor. Please explain more why a VPS is not as good as a dedicated server. Really? If you don't know, then...
VPS is virtualized. You're talking about taking one hardware-based regular server on rails and splitting it up amongst multiple people and running a full operating system multiple times on the same computer.
Whereas a dedicated is just like your desktop or your laptop. It's yours and yours alone. And nobody else is going to go in there.
The problem is all resources belong to you on a dedicated, and a VPS are all shared. And the problem is most companies oversell, and VPS ends up falling on its face sometimes just from another user.
I don't see available campaigns on ringpartner.com. Where do I find them without driving to Canada? I'm sorry.
You won't have to drive to Canada. Quick fix, just go to Offer Vault and look for RingPartner. Otherwise, just give me an email, and I can provide you a list of all the categories we have, and we can go from there.
Henry, I think they'll stop him at the border anyway. Okay.
Hope they have a Nexus pass. The border waits are crazy up here.
All right, listen, guys, that was what I see basically is the last question.
All right.
Now, that doesn't mean that we're going to, that you can't get your questions answered. If you have a question that has not been answered, please send it to Don or myself at support@brainmatterinc.com. or send it to Taylor or Henry at Henry at RingPartner.com. We have been on this webinar for quite some time, and it's time to wrap it up. It really is. If you look on the screen, it's time to scale it up. You go to LeadGadget.com and you turn around and sign up there. We will be more than happy to help you, work with you, anything else. I know for a fact that Taylor and Henry will as well. My Skype up there, as you see, is Brian.Prince67. Don's Skype is 0Phil53. You can get us when you are approved over at Ring Partner. I know that Taylor and Henry will give you their Skypes as well to send it. I'm sure there are more questions that you'll have over the next day or 2 or 3 watching this replay as well. Please don't hesitate to send us, any kind of emails or any kind of support tickets you need. Don, if you'd like to close down, and then Henry and Taylor.
Well, I'm just looking forward to everybody jumping in here and seeing what Lead Gadget's all about and learning what they can do with things like Ring Partner. And also you can use Lead Gadget, like I said, for many other things. I mean, a lot of people don't realize they can promote their own products with it, promote other products with it, do affiliate marketing with it, etc. But it is exceptional, like I said, for lead generation. So looking forward to seeing all the new faces in the Skype group and in the Facebook group. Henry, Taylor.
Yeah, that's guys. I want to thank Lead Gadget, Don, and Brian for allowing us to co-host this webinar. It's just been absolutely one of the best we've ever done, one of the best attended. Great interaction with the questions. And yeah, common theme, guys. If you have a question, please reach out to Taylor or myself. You saw the phone number. It's 888-656-3726, extension 222. If you want to send an email, we've already got some emails, which is great. Thank you so much. There they are, Taylor and Henry at ringpartner.com. Thanks again, guys. Really, really appreciate it, and we look forward to seeing the recording and working with all of you that we're not currently working with.
Yep. Well, guys, I'm Brian Prince, the CEO, co-founder. My partner, Donald Van Fossen, the CTO and co-founder. For Bradley Benner, our Chief Trading Officer, for our friend Costas, who's just one of the most awesome guys I can ever tell you for a hosting company. We thank you for being on. We thank you for staying as long as you have with us. And we're out of here, guys.
Later, guys.
Goodbye now.